a tree. I'm barely getting anywhere. I'm out of storage. Man, I don't care about that storage stream yard. A few. Oh, buddy. What's up, Diaz? What's up, Meta Healer? Oh, all right. I'm live on like the live. Yeah, let's get up to 1,000 likes. Okay, I see y'all. I see y'all. Like the live. Like the live. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Man, I'm on spring break, so I got a whole week off. I got a whole week and a day off. So I'm feeling good. Cause thank goodness spring break, right? Thank goodness I decided to become a teacher. Easy with Twitter. Let's see. Hey, appreciate y'all. And where's the evidence of the boast? Hopefully we'll get into that. If I'm coherent enough to get into that. Hey, y'all. Okay, we almost at 2,000 already. Dang, you almost. Gotcha, gotcha. But yeah, if y'all want to come up, y'all can request if y'all want to come up. It's Friday. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. It's Friday. What y'all getting into this weekend? What y'all getting into this weekend? Not a lot. Most of them went to the Middle East and Asia. Cool, cool. Who we got all up in here? We got Venus, we got Diaz, Meta. Anybody ain't speak to OMNE, Nature, we got Indigenous Love, CJ, Akira, uh, Thomas, Sandra. What's up, Sita? I'm gonna get Buzz. Thank you for all the likes. You're gonna get Buzz. And then hey, appreciate that. What's up? What's up? Yeah, okay. Be safe. Be safe, Sandra. Be safe. What's up? We got Beat the Rule. What's up, Patrick? Always. I'm tapped in. What's up, Sam? What's up, Sam? Gotcha. So I'll answer the prompt to start off, I guess. Was slavery exaggerated? I guess it's a case by case basis. Um, Virginia ended chattel slavery in 1705. Can I enslave you? Can I enslave you? What the fuck type of question is that? Who is Victor? It's definitely a case by case basis. I've seen slave narratives of people basically get brutalized. And then I've seen some slave narratives of people that are actually treated decently. It's like, yeah, you can't come back. Because why would you even ask me that? You can't come back. Get Victor out of here. What's up? I can't ban them through Twitter on StreamYard. Wow, that's interesting. That is interesting. What's up, Receipt Goddess? What's anybody else beat me up, Scotty? Um, how many African slaves were came to America? So I'm gonna just guess like 57. What type of question was slavery exaggerated? What type of question? I don't know, you tell me. Virginia ended chattel slavery in 1700. I'm just I'm just asking the question based off what people have said. Africa was enslaving Africans. It wasn't about race. It was who was poor and who got took. What is the definition of being enslaved? Did people not get tired of the same five topics? What's the same five topics? Enlighten me. What are the same five topics? The question is inhumane. Is it inhumane that people are questioning the narrative? Was everybody in? If I asked, was everybody enslaved? My folks, I have folks that weren't enslaved at all. So is that topic, is that question really inhumane? If all my ancestors weren't enslaved? I have, I have family that were enslaved. Bear was slavery, white T people, Trump. Bear was taken for slave, Trump. Well, if you don't want to be here, then you can bounce out. To own another human is humane. Okay, it's inhumane. Now, did every human own a human? That's another question I'll ask. It was every human owned by another human. What's up, Black First? Say what's up. We got Syndicate. But yeah, if you don't like the topic, then bounce. Like I'm not begging you to stay. I don't need you here either. Notice he can't create a topic of substance to uplift. You can only talk about BS. No? You must be new to the live stream because I was even talking about slavery yesterday. I asked him if to go ahead and block me. No, you're in my live, sir. I don't need to do that. I didn't pull up to beam me up Scotty's live. That's not how it works. What? What's up? What's up? Surplus hard.
I'm a
Oh,
little bit turned up, but
oh,
I just
your
want to say
your
to the
live man
Hispanics,
has a. Hold on one second.
look, all the Hispanics, quit
Oh,
coming in my store with your damn hat.
all right, bruv. I
Hold on. I really need to say this.
I
I'm
I
tired.
really want to hear junk babble right now. I want to hear junk babble right now. Uh, you said man's got to eat. Oh, the live's gonna build up. There's gonna be more than 44 people in here. I don't feel like hearing junk babble right now. You can say Afro Latinos on your own live, not here. I gotta. Why
You
you
can hear me
remove him? Yeah, I get you. Why did I remove him? Because I don't want to hear him talk. I don't have to. I don't have to listen to people babble on my live stream. I know y'all.
agreed.
I was like, I don't like. I know y'all don't have boundaries in real life. You know, I don't know how. I know y'all don't have boundaries or understand boundaries at all. That doesn't mean I don't have to. I know what boundaries are, and I don't want to hear certain shit. If I have the right to not hear certain shit.
Hey, can I ask you real quick, man?
What's up?
So we do know that like fucking the slavery, that shit was like the earliest. What are you saying here? African slave exaggerated came to America. Ah, yes, it was like a point. It was like a 0.5 percentage of slaves
Hmm.
that were in America, and I believe those were in the northern colonies or whatever. Yeah, I think it's just pretty pointless. It was kind of ridiculous. It was redundant, and but if you look at, yeah, I mean, you already know, like
Hmm.
every race was always a slave. Yeah, it's been proven time and time again. Blah blah blah. So yeah. So anyway, I'm just in agreement with you.
Right, so, for sure. I was about to say, like, I'm asking this question. Who Victor's called me a YT boy? Like, what? Slavery is inhumane. People that I'm satanic now. So I'm so glad I don't give a like. I'm so glad that I don't give a fuck about Abrahamic religion. Like, ooh, I'll be the goddamn devil. Like, you all be the devils in your own goddamn lives.
Right?
Uh, So I call someone else satanic. You satanic to yourself. When's the last time you ever did something for yourself? When's the last
Yes.
time you ever did something nice for someone else? You're a
Yes.
goddamn devil to your family. You're a goddamn devil to yourself. You're a goddamn devil to your friends. So
Yeah.
calling someone else a devil, how? Yeah. How about you take care of yourself for once?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
What up, Jarv? Let me
Man, what's
can,
up? What's up,
can I
Black first?
can I respond to that guy real quick?
For sure. Uh-huh. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
All right. So super, yeah, the super
Surplus
guy.
us.
Oh, surplus guy. Okay, surplus. Are you a person of European ancestry?
I I mean I don't know what you're saying.
Golly,
Oh
hello,
I,
you
man.
good over
I have no idea.
Pass
I
it to
have
the
no
left.
idea what
Pass
you're
it to the
saying.
left.
there?
Right.
I
Golly, in the
I
goddamn.
have no idea what you're saying. Am I a
Are you
person that physically
are you a
descends?
cracker? Are you a white guy? Are you
Oh,
a
Cracker.
No
European?
black
racism, no
first.
discrimination.
Yeah,
Nobody
black.
got time for
Relax,
that.
man. Relax,
Doesn't
My
black. Don't
matter.
bad.
get.
My
Swagger.
bad.
I'm not trying. I'm not trying to
Okay,
get
my
you
bad.
or me clipped. I'm
Okay,
not
my
trying.
bad. My bad.
Talking
So
about
Swagger
getting
are
Malcolm
you a
Malcolm.
white?
clipped.
Okay, I'll be politically correct. Are
White
you a white
tees.
tea person? Excuse me. Are you a
YT.
white tea person?
Politically correct? Yes, please do that.
Yes. So
Could you ask my
are you
heritage again?
are you a white tea person?
I
White
am not. I
tea
am not.
person.
I
So
am
what
not.
is your group? What is your ethnicity, if you don't mind?
I do mind. Why do you ask?
I want to know. I mean,
He
if you're
just
proud
he
of it,
just
Why do
wondering
stand
you
on
why
it.
want
you
to
you
know?
basically
Receipt,
What?
telling the
receipt. Wait,
Hold
truth.
let me
on.
talk
Hold
to him.
on.
Receipt,
Hold
please.
on.
Sis. Let me talk to him.
He
Let's
wondering why he's trying to be on our side. That's what he's trying to
No,
figure
no,
out.
I'm
on
not.
whose
No,
side?
Cause
I'm not.
he
No, I'm
used
What?
to
not.
natives
No, I'm
being
not.
on his side.
I'm
I
not trying
am
to be
not.
on anybody's side.
Receipt got it. I'm
Exactly.
not doing that.
What the hell is going
That
on?
doesn't have anything to do with that, right? Now, what it
Cap.
does have something to do with, although be it I know is my brother's live, and like I told him, I'm not coming
Your
up here to be
brother.
disrespectful to him. Excuse me, excuse me. All right.
Hold on, I'll
Hey,
be
he a
back, y'all.
troll.
Goddamn.
He's a
How do you
troll,
Look,
tell
man.
me
what?
to
Fuck
be
you.
Look,
careful?
I'll be
I'm
back,
not no
y'all.
troll
Man.
for one. One,
No, the white boy is a troll.
you got a white right. You got a white boy up here talking about
Yeah,
black
Yeah, yeah,
business.
yeah.
trying to
The
play
hell is that?
reverse
Y'all
He
cool with
side
psychology.
that?
with side with
He playing
niggas
Y'all cool
though.
reverse
with
So
that?
psychology
yeah, we
Y'all
ain't
games.
cool with
going
that?
there.
Retarded.
Pan
Y'all
African.
cool with that?
He
Weirdo.
playing
Y'all
reverse
cool with
Whoa,
that?
psychology
whoa,
games.
This is
whoa, one
crazy,
second,
man.
one second, one
Yeah,
Man,
second,
that's
y'all.
crazy, man.
One
Y'all,
second,
He's
y'all.
that's
you giving
cool.
him what he came
crazy.
for.
That's cool.
Hold on, one second, y'all. One
Crazy.
second.
Wow.
Y'all
Okay,
always
cool.
let a
Hold
white
on.
person
All
come
right.
in and fuck the
God
All
damn.
right.
lives up.
God damn.
Thank you.
Hold
Right?
on,
All right,
hold on.
thank you.
Hold on, one
That's
So
second,
it's
wild.
one
some
second.
white
Hold on,
dude.
one second, y'all. One second.
Oh,
Relax.
Hell, this clout chasing.
Relax, bro. Like, relax, bro. Like, I'll take control of the live. Like, uh,
I'm out of here. You acting like Uncle Tom, host.
I
You
don't,
acting
hold on.
like an Uncle
First,
Tom is a bad thing.
second of all, first of all, I don't give a fuck if you're here or not. Uh, third of all, I asked this, you're on my live. Exactly. You're on my live. You came to my live. Get the fuck out. Y'all know how I host things. I don't have to post things I actually necessarily agree with, right? Second of all, yeah, we back to business. I'm not the most coherent right now. So I'm not as alert as I usually am about certain things. So that's fine. I'll give Coach, at least he hasn't created an echo chamber. Yeah, exactly. I'm not creating an echo chamber. This is a controversial topic. And
bro, you're fine, dude. Don't apologize
no,
for yourself.
one second, because I gotta say this. I'm far from an Uncle Tom. Y'all niggas got all this smoke uh for me having someone up here that's not, of a certain ethnicity or a certain race. But y'all won't say this shit to no white paper person in real life. I'm not talking about anybody on the stage right now. Y'all call me Uncle Tom. Y'all be around y'all. I don't be around white people. If you want to be honest, I don't be around them. Uh
Uncle
I'm in
Tom's not
the
a
I'm in
bad
this.
thing too, by the way, host.
One second is all. No, I'm not even offering. I'm not offering the broccoli. Nah, no green stuff. No green stuff. But y'all know I don't like even having echo chambers. Y'all be a lot of y'all be caked up with YT people. Uh, a lot of y'all be hunching on YT people.
Yeah, we
If
suck.
we gonna if y'all gonna
Dude, I gotta go, man. I gotta go. I just
All
want to
right,
say, hey, I really want to just pay my respect. I've never met you before, but I like what you're saying, dude. And yeah, I'm out of here, dude.
all right, for sure. I was about
All
to
right,
say.
man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, y'all be hunching like a lot of y'all dudes talking shit, talking about Uncle Tom's be hunching on snow bunnies. Like, let's
Hey,
not do that. I ain't never do
hey,
that a day in my goddamn life. And
hey,
so,
Eminem.
what, y'all,
Black first.
y'all be,
Hey, my wife is Jamaican. My wife is beautiful Jamaican. So you can't be mad at me. And 16 years, Rasheed Goddess. So I don't. Again, I try not to come after you. So let's try to keep it
Hey,
demure. So I won't have to go off on you because we already know
Go
where
off
you
on me.
stand.
First of
Yes,
all,
I
I'm just
can go
playing.
off on
So
you.
shut up. No, you
Okay.
cannot.
You're a
No,
sick
you
woman.
cannot.
Then you're
No,
a
you
very
cannot.
sick woman. Since you want to
How?
go there, and you can't
can I make
touch
Oh
a
my wife.
wow.
statement?
You
Oh
cannot
wow.
compete with my
Oh wow.
beautiful wife. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
hunch on white
Whatever.
folk. I
Whatever.
don't
You could
hunch on
never.
white folk.
You could never.
You cannot
You could
touch
never.
my wife.
You could never.
So shut up.
Yeah,
Talk
Don't
your
nobody
shit.
I
want
got
to
Yeah, I'm
some.
touch
not.
your
I
wife.
didn't come
I'm a
I
baddie
actually
to
have.
myself.
talk
I
So
shit to
actually
yeah,
you.
have the
whatever.
I
numbers
didn't come
about
up here
this,
to
so I'd
talk
like to
shit to you.
discuss that. I actually have the
Okay.
numbers.
So shut the fuck up talking to me.
Dang, why you got a dog like
Shut
that?
your bitch ass up, dude.
Yeah, actually,
Your
I
daddy a
have some. I
bitch,
have some
nigga.
numbers I'd like to
Damn,
God damn,
discuss.
Rashid,
one
why you
That's
second.
gotta?
what I'm trying to say. Fuck is wrong with you?
Gay.
Yeah.
Hey, I have
Your
some.
mama gay, nigga.
Hey, I
How would
have
she
some
be
numbers.
All right,
gay?
yo.
She's alive,
All
dumb.
right, y'all. All right, y'all.
The fuck?
Let's get some.
Hey, I have some
Let's
numbers
get
I'd like
some.
to discuss.
All right, so
Trisexual, nigga.
Could I?
yeah,
Fuck out of here.
Could
yeah,
I?
yeah.
And any
One true
cracker
self,
that's up
yeah.
here talking shit,
Here we go.
to
Here
hell
we
with the
go. A
crackers.
dude with a
I
troll
get you.
Yeah, get
account.
your ass up.
Uh,
You
Get
know,
your ass from up here, white boy. This not your
I'm here.
conversation.
I'm here. I'm still
He ain't
here,
going
boy.
nowhere.
Stupid
He
all
ain't
white
going
right,
I'm
well,
boy.
a
nowhere.
stupid
Now.
white
god
boy.
damn,
There you
god
go.
damn.
There.
You're a
Dang,
stupid
Yeah, at
white
least
boy.
you gotta realize what I actually am, bro. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I do actually realize what you are. You're
Thank
the
you. Thank
oppressor.
you.
You the
Thank you. You
colonizer.
wish you would.
You
All right, bro. All right, one second, one
Yeah,
second,
go
y'all,
ahead.
one second, y'all. Thank you, OG. Thank you. Shout out to my mods. Start dropping like, yeah. I came up. I didn't even know who was gonna be in this conversation. So, like I said, I'm not all the way. I'm not all the way here right now. Man, I don't. I'm here, right? Stop one true self. Like I'm here, bro. Like, but with that being said, I didn't know who's gonna be in the conversation and things like that. For one, this is open panel. I don't like echo chambers. I'm not. I'm not letting anybody just talk shit. Right? Oh, not me. I was like, I'm not just gonna let anybody just talk shit. I have an open panel. You guys know I don't really like echo chambers anyway. A YT person in our business that is kind of wild right now. But with that being said, um, yeah, let's just try to keep the conversation respectful. uh, I get your frustrations, Black First. I'm not knocking down on anything you got to say, your opinion. So I get you. I get you. Bring the who the hell is the bring the bid back on? What? I'll chill. But yeah, I, yeah, you can turn it off.
could I make a statement?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the colonists landed in Jamestown in 1601, and we know that the old institution was going on 100 years, well before that, right? And in 1601 through 1609, it was called the starving time, where 80 to 90% of the colonists died. So, having them to go back and pick up slaves pretty much impossible. And how that actually happened was the Dutch and Portugal, Spain, Dutch West East India Company, and the French, did the triangle trade for the molasses and the slavery. Okay, we know that happened, but let's go with the numbers. So from 1866 from 1500 to 1866, of 366 years, we can approximate about 24 million slaves, and maybe half made it. That's about 32,000 per year. And then the cotton gin was invented in 1793, and it was pretty much an immediate plunge down. We didn't even need slaves anymore. And if we put that in comparison, Genghis Khan, he got 40 million people in like 7 years. Stalin got 20 million in like 10 years, like 20 years. So overall, yes, super exaggerated and small potatoes.
those people wasn't selling though.
Why would you say small potatoes and they exaggerated average? Okay.
Wow. Can I
Where your family?
respond, man, with some
One sec, one
sources?
sec, one sec. I got it back first. Where's your family from, average?
My family, I have lineage through Pocahontas' tribe, Ellis Island, and Thomas Jefferson.
Pocahontas' tribe. What's Pocahontas' tribe? What's Pocahontas' tribe?
Pocahontas' tribe is the Mawataka.
You gotta Google it.
Is
Matoaka.
That's her real name. That's not her tribe.
And the Powhatan.
Yeah, it's the Powhatans and Confederacy. Pocahontas is my ancestor. Matoka's my ancestor as well, right?
Well, cousins.
Her. I'm not related through the Roth line. I'll say that. But her
I'm
child.
a Randolph. I'm a Randolph.
Oh, you're Okay, you're a Randolph. All right.
I come from Turkey Island.
Turkey. So you got Turkey Island, Ellis Island, Tom. Okay, cool. You're a coward. And Victor, shut your ass up.
Yeah, I'm like a 10th, 13th generation American. So.
All right. So you said Ellis Island as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some came through from Italy.
All right. Cool.
I still got Randolph's Civil War rifle.
Randolph Civil War rifle.
Yeah, I still got it.
What side is that on?
Is the losing side? Yeah.
The losing side. What you mean?
The side.
Wait, what you mean, huh? The Confederacy. Oh, okay. So your Pocahontas line is through the Confederacy.
Confederacy.
No, I mean the family tree is complicated, of course.
No, I'm asking you: is your mom's side or is it your dad's side that's related to Pocahontas?
my mom's side.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So you said slavery is exaggerated. You gave your example.
Yeah, and currently still exists, and slavery still about 40 million people are still estimated to be in modern slavery globally.
All right. Does anybody want to respond to average?
Yeah.
Does anybody want to respond to average?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm pulling up some receipts.
There's about 1 million people still enslaved to this day in the Congo.
Hello, my
another 1 million in Nigeria. Another 500,000 in Ethiopia.
What's up,
about
Kappa?
300,000 in Uganda.
There's
still slavery to this day.
Hey, average. Did you say you were a 13th generation American? Who was your 13th generation grandparent?
I kind of told you that. I mean, I said my family.
He said
I missed that part.
He said Pocahontas on his mama's side.
So you a descendant of John Smith, John Roth?
Yes.
Oh. So can you explain to me what children to children? Like is Sarah Anderson anywhere on your tree, or Ann West, or not even them, or anybody that ended up being in the Hanson or Briscoe family?
I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'm not sure off the top of my head. I'd have to really go and look at that again. But like I said, I could point to the Randolph family. That's where.
Oh, that's interesting. Because if that is true, then do your family own land right now?
No, I was on the losing side.
Losing side.
Yeah,
so your folks came down into the Confederate States, right? What last name exactly?
The Randolph family of Virginia.
Oh, y'all came down with the Randolph name, because it's quite funny that it's a few of us that descend from that same family tree line up here on the panel with you. You know, you made that quite kind of interesting, because I come from them same colonizers too.
Well, you know, what was going on in Africa in 1492?
Enslaved in America.
In 1601, 80% of them died. So there was no way for them to like go back and get slaves. So it wasn't the colonists.
80%.
It wasn't the colonists. Colonists came here in 1601. 80% who went and did that, being enslaved by their own kind.
Listen,
indigenous people of America.
You are telling the true story. That is the truth. You know how many people don't know about the colonists and the East Indians? I'm so glad one of you other colonial babies that's not the complexion of me besides a colonel baby like me, is telling this part of the story. Now that it's coming from a YT guy, would anybody believe me now?
I mean, like we know, like King Alfonso, and like the Queen.
No. Hey, hold on, real quick, average. Hold on, just 1
The
second, real
Ashanti
quick.
Empire and all that. I mean, like
You heard me, average.
yeah.
Just 1 second. Now, as many times I've explained that in the early colonial years, out of the 10,000 that came with so-called John Smith, Mr. John Rolfe, Mr. Randolph, or whoever they want to call him, if anybody knows the truth, they were bringing in East Indians. That guy Anthony is a descendant of a guy named Tony. So your first African slave owner is actually an East Indian, and he brought his own people here. It's in Virginia Company of London records. It's in London records. It's in Lisbon records. The Portuguese and the Dutch were the ones shipping these people into the Virginias.
Yeah. Because
So,
like it's literally impossible for them to. Why would colonists come here? How would they be able to build all these ships and then go and have the resources to go back over and war and get slaves? It doesn't make any sense.
oh no, we know it don't make any sense. But see, it took people that descend from those colonizers like you do to tell this story. But now that you are a direct 100% colonizer at majority, well, we'll say 90% because we got some colonizer in us too. But what we saying is, when we've been telling these people that the first ever so-called Negro slaves in the United States were the Anglo-Indians from the 1810-1814 Anglo-Indian Wars, nobody wants to listen.
Oh wow! Can I cut in, please? This is
Go ahead, Black
ridiculous.
first. Go ahead.
And brother, you I mean, you my man's TB. But come on, man, you just went to 1810, 1814.
Oh my God.
When excuse me.
I got proof on that, though.
Wait, you're chronologically out of order, right? So again, when you're talking about the Portuguese and the Spanish coming over to Hispaniola, that was in 1492. So you're talking about 400 years later that the first slaves that were brought over here were from East India? Are you crazy?
I got the proof on that. Hey, Black first, we not even finna do that, bro. We not finna do that,
TB.
Hey, Black first, don't play with me, bro. Don't
I know, I'm not trying to do that with you. I'm not trying to do that. Oh, you my man.
No, bro.
Wait. I predicated what I was saying by saying you my guy. Didn't I do that, Nervous?
Listen, Black
my man, man.
Bro, hey,
wrong,
listen,
bro.
hold on before you finish, Black. I got a profound love for
you a bad nigga. You a bad. I don't want the smoke, man. I don't want the smoke.
Look. What I'm telling you, hey, so let me reiterate. Let me reiterate this for you before you say this, Black first. Between 1610 and 1614 were the first Negro Indian slaves in America. 1619, 1620 is the story of the first East Indians coming to America. The Dutch ship is what brought them to where? Virginia. The Dutch main.
Well, I misheard you there. I thought you said 18.
Listen, Black first.
No. I messed up. I thought I heard you say 18.
Because the Dutch main source of slaves were actually East Indians that they were shipping through South Africa. So at whatever point that they was trading them with the Portuguese and they traded them with the English and dropped them off in Virginia, the guy named Tony, who I've been showing y'all the last 6 months, is well documented in Virginia history and in England history as being one of those guys that was part of that 20th odd Negroes.
Yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying, but I'll have to qualify that because I'm not really versed well on the Dutch involvement at this point. But again, I thought you had said from 18. Wait, bro. I'm trying to. You gonna let me? TB. I'm trying to clarify why I said what I said to you. No, you're my nigga. I'm trying to clarify why I said it because I heard you say 18. 14,
yeah, you heard me say
18 something. That's why I'm like,
look, you heard me say 16.
Yeah, that's why I said you was chronological.
16, 14.
No.
That was that.
No, my
that's the first.
No, that wasn't
Indian War.
But you didn't say
in
that at
Virginia.
first. You said 1810 and 1814. That's why I said
Oh, I
you're
did. My bad.
chronologically out of order. That's why I went back to 1492. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's all I'm trying to explain to you. You know what I'm
Oh, you
saying?
were
You know
right.
how
You
we
were
get
right, bro.
down.
My
So that's
bad.
what I was trying to explain. Yeah,
For sure.
yeah. So again, man, but so let's take it back though. Let's take it back, right? Right, absolutely.
You know,
So
hold
let's
it
take
here.
it back. When we're
Chill
talking
out.
about when we're talking about this thing
Yes,
called
sir.
chattel this thing called chattel slavery, right? We're not talking about everything that happened around the world. We're not talking about all these other people who have been enslaved throughout history. No, we're talking
Right.
about the African and the African descendants, right? So let's stop with the hustle, the abo hustle and shuffle and shit. And now again, I'm gonna still remain what's the name, cool with it. But then you got another person up here of another persuasion again trying to teach a history that
hmm
is definitely not his, and definitely he's not a
Hold on, wait a
historian or
minute,
he's
Black.
not a master
Wait a
of,
minute.
right?
Wait a minute. Wait a
Excuse me.
minute, big
I'm not
bro.
talking about you,
So he
TB.
come from the colonizers, and you saying this ain't his history?
This is not
Wait
the
a minute.
chattel,
Wait
the
a minute,
chattel,
because now,
the
now
chattel,
you
the
sound like
chattel,
you
the
trying to
chat,
African
the
watch
chat.
history, my nigga.
No, no,
You trying to
no, no, no,
African
no, no.
watch
See,
history?
so see, so
I'm fucking with you. I'm
right,
fucking with you,
okay.
big
So
bro.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Because again,
I know you've been
it
sipping,
started
Ike,
off
so I'm
rocky.
trying to get at you tonight.
No, I haven't
But
been
look,
sipping. I haven't
you
actually.
ain't
I'm sitting in front
what?
of the liquor
Hold on,
store
wait
right
a
now. I
minute.
can't
It's
even go in there and get
Friday
me nothing
night.
to drink.
It's Friday night, and you ain't had a sip of nothing.
I'm sitting in
What
What
are
we
front of
you
the.
doing? What
doing?
we
Hold up,
doing
hold
here?
up. You
What's
think
up,
I'm bullshit?
CR? What's
Man,
up,
you better
CR?
quit
What you
playing
talking
with
Go
about?
me,
ahead, go ahead.
man.
Y'all do your.
But look, Black first. It's his history just as well as his ours. If he can prove he descend from these same people that's been involved with it, so it's like tell it. See, it be a lot of YT people. They can't tell you who their ancestors were in the colonial history, but it seems like he can.
Right, see,
So
I'm right there.
if he
Hey,
telling
you
you to
see
say,
that?
hey,
I'm
listen,
sitting in the
I don't
car
know
right
this
now
man from the
trying to go
can of
in here.
paint. Hey, look, you got me weak as hell.
Right by the Oasis. Got him fucked
Hey,
up.
but look, Black, check this out, right? Now, if he telling you a story that I was talking about 6 months ago and I ain't never met this man a day in my life, and he's saying the same thing that I was showing you in documentation, I ain't never met him in my life now. Everything that
No
I say
doubt.
about the East
But
Indians, the British, and the English, everything I say about Virginia, you just heard this man say again, and I debated your boy on that.
yeah,
Now,
and
all
I
the
can tell you,
history that
I'd
most
agree.
people
I agree
regurgitate,
with you.
but no,
But
listen,
look,
because all the
TV, I
history
agree
most
with you.
people
I agree.
regurgitate
Listen, TV,
comes from
wait,
colonizers,
TV,
right?
wait. But wait, TB. What I'm gonna give you that credit because I remember that whole debate. I remember having that conversation one on one. You know what I'm saying? I remember telling you I'm gonna go back and look it up and get it together because you was like, yo, so what you think about
You
that?
ain't even got to
Okay, cool.
explain all that to
Here's
me. You
where.
know what's going on.
Well, no. But here's where I have a problem. Bro.
Uh-huh.
Again, I wouldn't even have to with this whole conversation as far as black Indians or whatever you want to call yourself, American Indians, da 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 da. But only problem I have with the biggest problem, I ain't gonna say the only, the biggest problem that I have with it is when people try to rewrite history in order to fit their argument, right? So when I have a person of a different persuasion, especially the colonizer, come up here and he wants to do the same thing, now it's gloves off. At least with y'all, at least I have some 2 ounce
That's
gloves
Hey,
that.
man,
on,
I
look.
mean,
and I'm not
that's
trying to
fair.
really
Black
That's
hurt
pride, my
fair.
nobody up
nigga.
here.
Black pride.
You
Black
know what I'm
pride.
saying? But
That's
Hey,
over
I don't
here,
know.
that's fair.
That's fair.
you know what I'm saying? God, dog. But again, I'm gonna go ahead and get my little sip, man, so I can be able to smoothly talk. Cause right now I'm a little frustrated. I appreciate you,
Uh-huh,
dog,
for
Hey,
because I'm gonna
sure.
sit back and
Go
hey,
listen,
ahead.
so
man,
dog.
and let
Some
the
Now,
other.
more.
what's up?
Yeah, go ahead,
Give
y'all
you
What's
got
up?
it.
Look,
time.
I
What's
see
up?
I see you in Phoenix them having a little thing in LA this summer, right?
Uh-huh, for sure. Yeah.
So like look, so now that we got another cousin on the panel,
Uh-huh.
it seems to be over 200 of us on TikTok with the same ancestry, right?
Uh-huh.
So I done ran into other YT people that come from the same family line, or as they say, but some of them actually show their genealogy, right? So,
Uh-huh.
hey man, quit playing with me. Talk about seriously. Like, tell you people in the comments, quit playing. But look, check this out. So when we when we talk about these situations in these gyms, and then when people from the other side of the spectrum who be having some of the same colonial ancestors tell the same exact story. This is always where it becomes a problem. Because see, they don't want to believe the colonial babies come from colonizers. They want to believe that the colonial babies were actually Africans. But I keep trying to tell people, only a certain part of Georgia is in the 13 colonies. The rest of Georgia isn't. So if you were clinging on to West Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi history as being colonial history, you have befooled yourself. You are 1800 slave.
Mm-hmm.
Your history is the antebellum South when your state was just getting created. I don't want to have that debate with you. I'm trying to get people to realize that these folks that's clinging on to African history, the colonizers lost 97% of the people that was with them. 10,000 came, 9,700 passed away. How
They
in
ate
the
their children
hell?
too.
Huh?
They ate their children too.
Oh yeah. I ain't want to even bring
Never
that part
settled.
about them family, about
Yeah,
them
for
eating on
sure.
That's why it
themselves.
was a lot
But
of them that was
that really
orphans.
was going on. So if they lost 9,700 out of 10,000 people in the first 20 years they was in the Americas, what African slaves did they have in 1920?
For sure. Yeah, the reason why I never even said my stance really. Like I've seen like records and stories of the brutalities of slavery here in the United States. So I'm not coming from that point. I base this question off what I've heard other people say, you know, and things like that, and
Mine,
seeing what the collective is saying. So
just not to repeat my belt, my numbers that I got was 12 million, 24 million, 12 million, 12 million made it over the 366 years. It's
20,
an average of
24
32,000 a year.
million what? Slaves?
Yes.
Yeah,
You
that's the number.
believe
That's the
there
actual number.
was 24 million slaves that came to
that's a
America?
lot. That's a lot of people.
No. He don't believe that. He just saying that's the numbers that was given.
He
Like
believes it. That's
I ain't
why he
never
said
heard.
it. That's why he said it.
I ain't never heard 24 million before.
Miss America, you cannot assume that people believe things. We just had this conversation on 2 panels, mama.
No, but he said that 24 million black people came to America. That's what he said.
I'm gonna let you have it.
I asked him, did he say that?
Yes,
He
that's what I
said
said.
it, but
How
that don't
you?
mean.
Hmm.
Never
Yeah,
mind, David.
I
My
could
bad.
get some
Handle your
scripture.
panel, cuz. My
Like
bad.
Can you put
Nah,
this on the big
y'all
screen?
straight. Y'all straight.
Can I get
Nah,
the big
y'all.
screen?
For sure. Y'all straight. Y'all, I'm gonna need some people to hold it down because I'm not here all the way.
And actually, I
And if
kind
you,
of inflated that number. Like
I shot
I'm
though.
actually, it's between 12 and 24, but maybe half made it.
A million people? You think a million people came here as slaves?
I
Hey,
think
The 300,
Average,
it's
whatever your name is,
over
Average. Is
from
that your name?
1500 from 1500 to 1866.
I
I
go
mean, it's
live on
about
Instagram.
32. It's about
Average.
32,000 a year.
From 1800 and 1866, it was like how many
But
million?
from 1500 to 1866, the entire old system itself.
Average. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you read what's on the big screen?
It was written in, it was
Oh, please.
story was 1440 to 1870. Okay, so yeah, that's basically the same I'm
Read
talking
it.
about.
Can you read it over?
1440 to 1870. I'm talking about
Sir, can you read
1500
it
to
over or just mute
1866.
up? I'm asking
Yes.
you a question.
Okay.
Loud.
Yes.
Started with yes.
Yes, a prominent story of the Atlantic slave trade was written in the 20th century, most notably by historian Thomas Hughes, whose book, The Slave Trade, The Story of the Atlantic Slave Trade, 1440 to 1870, was published in 1977, providing a comprehensive account of the transatlantic slave trade.
To publish?
For sure.
What does that have to do with anything?
No, I said what year was it published?
1997?
Okay. 1997. 97? Mm-hmm. That's what I was saying. Like the Africans didn't come to America till after the civil rights movement.
What point was that? So a guy wrote a book in 1997 about.
Let me tell you something.
What do you?
The whole transatlantic story is new. I wasn't taught this shit in school. 1492 Columbian Exchange is what the fuck I was taught.
I learned this.
The shit is capped. So let me finish, since you don't understand what it's saying. It ain't
right?
saying it. Tell them what
No,
it
Basically,
saying
hold
mean.
on, let me.
I mean,
Go ahead, Richie.
Dude,
Got
I
this.
have
You
to
got
tell
it.
you to hold on.
Yeah.
1500 to 1866 is what I'm talking
Average,
about.
average. That's your name, ain't it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me finish.
Okay,
Thank you for
Now
following, Miss America.
go ahead.
these stories talk about the years of 1440 and 1870. They weren't published until 1997. Basically, what I'm saying. So
Oh, I see what you're
when
saying.
you in it, you can't just hold yourself accountable
He
to mute the
listening.
fuck up, can you?
No, keep talking. Keep talking. He listening.
I just said I see what you're saying.
Listen. Keep talking.
That's all I'm willing to say.
Okay.
Because that's how you know that people really
Let me
be
hold
trying
the
to
big
paint their
screen.
narrative, and people really get paid to lie to the rest of the world.
Can I
They
hold the
do.
big screen real quick?
But
So
what's
who paying
Um,
you? Who's paying
what's
you, receipt
bitch,
goddess?
nobody
Because
paying me. Ain't nobody talking
you a
to you.
straight up liar.
what I mean?
What?
What's the
How?
Because
point?
See,
he,
man,
Because
hello?
Jarvis,
I wrote a book.
Jarvis, you just a fake ass
here
bitch
are
ass nigga.
ads.
Hold
Here
on,
are
hold on,
ads.
No, bitch
Here
ass
are
You a
no.
ads,
bitch ass
hey,
nigga.
right?
y'all,
No,
Here are
no,
ads
You
right
a bitch
nobody.
now.
ass
Won't
nigga.
nobody
hey,
here
hold
to
on,
you. Won't
y'all, calm
nobody
down.
here to you ever,
Hold
Mike?
on, what is going down, y'all?
I
Come on.
think he upset.
I know I'm lit right now,
Hey
but
man,
goddamn,
boot
y'all.
the room.
Yeah, let's relax, y'all, man. We ain't
Right.
gotta do
Talk
all
with Black
that.
first too when I get a chance.
Yeah.
For
Let me
sure. I got you,
let me
CR.
show this next receipt.
Yeah.
Yeah, there his bitch ass go right there. Go ahead.
All right.
Let me hold the
Not
big
me. What
screen,
is wrong
man.
with you?
Who
That's
wanted
not
to get
me.
on? I know Kappa wanted to get on the big
That's
screen.
Sutek.
Hey,
Let me
all
show you
right.
me.
Okay, so who know how to do math? Anybody good with math, like rounding
I'm I'm
numbers?
I'm a math teacher, so yeah.
Okay, so let's do a little estimation real quick and some approximations. So
Uh-huh.
the estimation of Native Americans enslaved between 1492 and the 1900s is between 2 million and 5 million. Now, the estimation of Native Americans or American Indians enslaved in North America, the United States, excluding Mexico, is between 147,000
Mm,
and 340,000. Now, the estimated numbers of African slaves to actually land in the United States or North America is 3.5 to 4%, which is 388,000
mm-hmm.
so-called Africans out of the 12.5 million.
Right.
Now, after the Civil War, approximately 4 million enslaved people were freed from slavery.
Mm.
And I want you to take all the numbers that I just gave you, round them up, and tell me.
Yeah, you actually on the wrong goddamn night.
No, no, no. Matter of fact,
Can
let,
I
let, let,
respond to
let me
you?
do it
Can
for
I
you. No, I'm
respond?
gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do it for you. Get what, Black first? Now, if it's between 2 and 5 million Native Americans that were enslaved in the United in the Americas, right? And this is the estimation of number of Indians, but they say they enslaved 12.5 million Africans, but only brought 388,000 to the United States. Do you know approximately 4 million people were freed from slavery during the Civil War? So ask yourself this, Black first. If 12.5 million motherfuckers were sent to the Americas and they can't report 12.5 million or more people being freed from slavery at that time, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of what the people be saying? Because it
Right,
sounds like to
right,
me
right,
they
right.
freed 4 million Indians
Can,
because
can
they
you
had an estimation right between 2 and 5 million, but they know they freed four.
okay, so
That sound like more. That
Exactly.
sound
right,
like more than
can I respond?
Keep
Can I
going,
respond,
cousin.
please? Can I respond, please?
Is you done, cousin?
Can you put me on the big screen? No, we good. This mid TB, we good. So this is me. She got my boy suiting up there. That
Y'all
this
both
Black
the
first.
same.
So again,
Y'all
wait, let
both
me
the
finish.
same.
Let me finish. We
Look at
don't
them
look the
hands.
same. We don't look the same. So let me
Yes, y'all
finish.
do.
This
Look
is
at
why
them.
I say that she's a liar. Or even on this level where she gonna go pull up a picture of somebody else and say it's me. So obviously she's a chronological liar.
Oh my
She's a
God! Look at
chronic
see,
liar.
see,
Hold a
you
second.
see
Hey,
Hold
that
on
hey,
a second.
hey,
that's how
hey,
you know
hey,
that's how
Black
you
Hold on a
know the
first,
second.
world gonna eat
Black
their ass
first,
up. Look at
Hold
them
on.
chewed up hands that
hey,
he
Black
got.
first.
Them
You look
old
like
ass
Hold on,
decrepit
man.
ass
Hold on. I'm
hands and
presenting
fingers that
now.
they
Wait,
got.
wait. I'm
You look like
presenting
a
now.
short
I'm
Rick
presenting.
Ross.
All right, right. I'm presenting now. I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm cool.
I'm gonna tell
So
Sue
again,
you were driving on him too.
you say what?
I'm gonna tell Sue you was driving on him.
Driving on him. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, I don't know what that means.
Joan is joking. I don't know what y'all call it up there where
He's
you
so
from.
black though, so it's not
Oh yeah, we call it capping up here. We call it capping.
Didn't pass
Oh, I'm gonna tell your boy you were capping on him, right? I'll be like, hey boy, you know he compared his picture to yours. He felt insulted.
Nah, that's my nigga. Nah, I didn't compare. I got to set the record straight. I got to set the record straight. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm just
But
fucking
okay,
off,
back
big
to
bro.
the
You know
business.
I'm
Back
being
to the
funny.
business. Okay, my man. Back to the business. Right now, just imagine. Right now, in the United States of America, present day is
Thank you,
over.
Susie.
I'm sorry.
No, my bad. I was adjusting the comment. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, my bad. So yeah, so right now there's over 300,000 missing people, right? So we put them under the category of being kidnapped just in 1 year, right? So
Like first the K word, big bro.
excuse me, wait. As of last year. So when we talking about from 1492, because right, well we can go a little bit further than that because the first enslaved people taken by the Portuguese started in 1441, or y'all started at 1492. So we go from wait, excuse, I'm not even. God damn, can I get? God damn it, God damn it. That's all I'm asking.
let him finish guidance before his hands start crapping up and shit.
Hey, look, I'm over here on cloud 99, boy. Y'all got me rolling.
You know, and look, my blood's starting to set in. You know what I'm saying? So let me just get it out, please. Thank you. So if we go from 1492, right? Then we go to 1592, that's 100 years. We go to 1692, that's 100 years. We go to 1792, that's 300 years. We go to 1892, so we're going to go back to 1865 from there. So we'll say that's 350 years,
Yeah, that's
right?
right.
So if we take that 12.5 million
It's like
and
15,000.
divide it by 350 years,
Like 15,
the
15,000.
colonizer, since you up here colonizer, what's the difference between 12.5 million divided by 350 colonizer?
The
It's
black,
about
Come on, can I?
Americans, the black Americans.
Excuse me, sis. Can I?
Hold on, let me say
Come
something.
on, man.
She can talk. Let me say something real quick.
I'm not
Hey
saying
man,
she
don't do
can't
black
talk. I'm
first
trying to.
like that, man.
Oh man, this crazy.
The black Americans are the colonizers.
Who taught you that?
Right. See, this is why she don't supposed to be talking. So
Americans
Hold
excuse
on, wait
me.
a minute. Wait a minute. Hey, who taught you that? Who taught you a minute? Wait a minute.
Cousin,
Wait
go
a
ahead and
minute.
confirm it because Buddy keep talking and his breath stank from internet. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm
Yeah.
just saying though. Who taught? Hey, Miss America told you that the black folks was the colonizers.
I'm telling you, the black folks are the colonizers. The
Didn't I
black
just
Right.
teach you that 2 lives ago?
Americans are the
Did you not
colonizers.
just learn that 2 lives ago?
Wait. Why is y'all?
At the end of
Y'all,
the day,
why is y'all cock blocking for this man down here?
Because that's our cousin.
I'm not coming after y'all. I'm going after this man down here.
Hey, look. That's our 13th. That's our 13th. This cousin. What you talking about?
This nigga crazy. You know I'm coming to Atlanta next month.
the black
My son graduates from Morehouse next month. I'm coming down
Hey
there. I'm
man,
fucking with
hey
you.
bro, you gotta come to Augusta.
Americans are the colonizers.
I'm fucking with you when I get down there.
Can you confirm it so she?
Let me-
Come on, man. The black Americans are the colonizers.
Okay, you right.
Hey, listen.
No.
Hey, listen.
TV, she right.
I
TV,
just
my
taught her
bad.
that.
Yeah, my bad, TV. She right. Okay, sis, can I?
Hold on, let me explain.
Yeah, go ahead, sis. You got it.
These other countries cannot afford a military. The reason
Right.
why America is so strong because our military. They pay for our military. We are the colonizers. We go to that town and we teach them about Christianity and we teach them how to like wash up and all that.
Right. Okay.
We
My
are
bad.
colonized.
My bad, sis. No, my bad. No pushback.
Get her off the
TV,
damn
y'all,
panel,
no
man.
pushback. Can I get back to?
Hey, look, she sound like one of my students, don't it?
All
Yeah.
right.
You know.
I'm back, y'all. What's up?
Yeah,
What's going on?
we're not gonna push back. We're not gonna push back. Okay, so colonizer. See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all let him squirm, man.
What's a colonizer?
Not you. I'm
No,
talking
what's
to
a
the man down. I'm talking about
colonizer?
average. I'm talking to average. I'm talking to average.
Let's
So
go.
what was that? What was the math when I asked
Who
you?
y'all want me to drop?
I mean, I said this math a couple of times. It's between. I mean, depends on what numbers
No,
you
no,
want
I
to.
just no. The equation I just gave you. The equation that I just gave you.
Are we talking
12,
12? Are we talking
Hey,
12
what?
12
Hey,
million?
million.
what the
Wait,
years
excuse me.
were?
Let me. Can I respond? Let me
Say the
repeat it
years,
because I
Black.
One
obviously
mic.
went over his head. So
Yeah,
again,
one mic,
if you
y'all.
One
One
got
mic.
mic.
12 million, if you got
I think I've been
12
saying
million
this. I
divided
said this
by
like 4 times already.
one, divided by 350,
Oh, so
what
she
is the
It's
didn't.
like
difference?
15,000 a year.
Okay, so
The
15,000. So
question
wait.
is,
God
That's even
damn
sm-
it!
You talking
that's
no,
about
the
even
she?
Can I
smaller
question,
just say what I
potatoes.
got to
question,
say?
Hold on, wait.
That's even
Yeah.
smaller
You said she
potatoes.
crashed 3 lives.
I
Never
mean,
mind.
I mean,
She
if we're
trashed.
talking
That's all I
15,000
needed to hear.
slaves over 350 years, that's small
God,
potatoes.
excuse me. Wait a minute, American. Let me regather myself here. Thank you. So again, I
What's up,
gave you an
left footed?
equation. The equation was 12 million divided by 350. And you said the answer was what, sir?
About 15,000 a year.
Okay, so 15,000 people per year. So how many voyages? I don't know if you know how many voyages did the 12 million people here?
About 36,000.
Okay, cool. So now if you divide the 15,000 into the 36, how many people per boat does that equal out to?
The smallest is maybe like 200, but like 500, 200 to
Yeah, so
500
we
per
got
boat.
so now again I started
And yeah,
this off
there's
by
a web.
giving
You can go to
wait. No,
there's
you
a
did a great job. You did a great job. I mean, I'm telling you, I appreciate it. And as a math teacher, Darvis, you will give him a
Who,
gold
who,
star. You'll
who
put a
the
gold
hell?
star on his.
Who the
You'll
hell
put
is
a gold
Darvis?
star on the middle of his
I
forehead
have I have
because he
I have notes all
he
about
did,
this. I studied this for a
he
long time. So
he
just
did a great job.
Hey,
So
Black
right.
first.
So
I ain't gonna even lie.
wait,
Your
man,
boy
come on,
just
man,
flopped the
please let
fuck
me
out.
rock, bro, because I can't. I'm buzzing now. I don't want to.
Yeah,
I'm on
let
the
him
roll
actually
with you,
my
right?
bad. On the high
let
end,
him cook. Let him
yeah,
cook.
some on the high end of
Look,
things, yeah, some boats had 1,700 slaves on the
okay,
boat.
cool. So when we talk about an average, we can say out of 36,000, we find that medium number, right? And then that's what we come up with our
I'm totally
average. If
doing
you do it,
fuzzy math with you guys. I mean,
if you do it that way, is mathematically we understand that that's how we come up with our averages, and or there's other ways to come up with averages, right? So again, if I'm talking about missing per year, and it took 36,000
1,500.
voyages, excuse me, it's very possible that that number is accurate because again, I started off my wait, excuse me. I started off this particular point by saying that today it's over it's over I forgot the number, but it's over 300,000 missing people right now. So again, real quick, and I'll land here. So
Uh-huh.
if we took 300,000 today, right, that's missing, and we multiply that by 350 years, how much is that, Mr. Average?
Sorry, say that again.
12 people.
Excuse me. If we take the right now over
Mhm.
300,000 missing people from America, United States of America alone, as of 2023, if we did that times 350 years, how many people is that? Okay, I'll tell
Uh,
you. Well over
I understand
100
the point.
million, right? Well over 100 million. You
I
can do
mean,
the math
Genghis
later.
Khan got 40
Yeah.
million
No, no, no,
people
no,
in
no,
20
no, no.
years.
Excuse me. I
That's 2
said if.
million a
So
year.
wait, sir.
Stalin got 20
No,
million
no,
in 20
sir,
years.
sir. So again, the reason why. Wait. Can I just tell y'all the reason why I did that math like that?
Uh-huh.
Is because
Yeah.
this dude came up here real quickly. He gave us some numbers, and then he said it was over exaggerated. I just
Mm.
showed y'all how it's not over exaggerated,
Yeah,
right?
no, you
I just
didn't.
showed y'all that
Well,
only
I think
15
what I
on an
meant,
average,
what
only
Black.
15,000 people were on average, only 15,000 people were kidnapped per year for 350
Can
effing
you stop using
years.
that word?
yeah,
All right. It's my
I meant
turn
the
now. It's my
outrage is,
turn. It's
I meant
my
to say that
turn.
the outrage is over exaggerated.
Slow down.
You
Slow
said it was
down.
you said it was
No,
exaggerated.
Black, don't try to
The
speak for
outrage
him.
is over
So both of
exaggerated.
y'all math was wrong. Let's just
Oh,
go
the
and get this
How?
understood.
outrage
I'm
is.
sitting here with a
Wow, that's
calculator right
crazy.
now in
If
my
I saw
hand.
you in person, man, I'd
Hey,
knock
wait
your
a
ass
minute.
out,
Wait
boy.
a minute.
Well, that's. I mean,
No,
because it's
Black,
in the.
don't do that.
I mean,
Don't do that.
are you
Don't
saying
do
you're
that.
inherently
No.
violent? Is that what
No,
you're telling me?
this is
Please.
hey,
It's all
no,
for
no,
educational
no.
See, that's what.
This
purposes.
is
See, that's
Nobody,
what.
hey,
Y'all
listen,
anybody,
listen.
colonizers
we are
think that
here
we
No,
are
You're
to
welcome
inherently
to know you
violent.
need hit.
we
No,
are
I
Thank
am
you.
outplaying
inherently
Africans and
Because
violent.
Europeans
you
right
don't like the
now.
math.
Thank you, CR.
Not,
Thank you,
not. We're
CR.
not inherently violent.
Thank you, CR.
I am.
Okay.
I'm inherently violent.
All right. Well,
No. Let's
I
get this
approve of. I
understood
like
real quick before
abortions. You
y'all.
know.
Bro. Let's get this understood real quick. First of all, both of y'all math was wrong, so y'all ain't got no business going back and forth about nothing.
Whoa. Okay, man, come on, TB.
Let's go to shut that part down. So we
You know,
got
hey, TB.
no.
TB,
Black,
I got
Black,
photos.
you
Hey, TB, you know I got photos of me and you. You know what I'm saying?
math ain't
Popping
math.
bottles. So let me pull them out here.
Don't do that, Black.
Darvin, put me on the big
Don't do
screen
that.
real quick. Put me on the big screen real quick.
Hey, Black, check this out, right? So as soon as he told you 15,000, that's the first line that came out his mouth.
Fix it. Let me fix it.
Because if you would have really broke that down, it'd have been 3,547.
I said
with a
that. I
bunch
said it
of
the first
other
time. It depends on what you want to go with. Do you want to go with we got 24 million, or do we have 12 million?
Check this out.
We have 12 million.
No, just look, because he was
12
going with the
million, bro.
12, right? So
I
look,
went
he
with
going with the
12. I
12.
didn't go
Okay,
But
so
12.
see,
it's
That's
12
here.
million,
but
which
look,
makes it even
this
more
where the
small
math,
potatoes.
this where the math got corrected at when he got down to his 300,000, which I was explaining earlier. Now that 300,000, when you put 350 or just 300 years on it, it's gonna come up with a number. Usually, you just gonna put 300 because 350 is gonna throw off the 300,000. So the 300 dropped down to 1,000. So that'd have been 1,000 people a year coming up out of Africa to make that 300,000. So if it had been 388,000 coming to the United States, could you imagine what the number would have been then? Just 1,800 people, Black first. No. Matter of fact, 1,400. So
It's even smaller potatoes. So the whole thing's even smaller potatoes.
All right. So look. As we are looking at the 3,953,780 people that you have enumerated on that paper back there, that's the estimation exactly for how many indigenous people actually were enslaved in the Americas.
Right, so 12 million over 350 years is about 15,000, which is small potatoes.
And that still don't equate to nothing because you have to think about it. And that still don't they mainly speak of slavery. The antebellum
Genghis
era
Khan got 40 million people over 20 years. Maybe I think it's even smaller.
But that's fine. But you gotta look at the numbers in America, and you gotta look at the time frame of history
over 20 years. A million per year.
Average. Listen to me. Those numbers don't.
Are you listening to me?
Right now. I hear you. That's Genghis Khan. We talking about the transatlantic right now. That's
I get your point, but what's the point now? Like, I get the numbers. We can debate
my point right here,
30,000 per year, and then
we know. Let me get to my point.
We know in 1866.
Hey, you let him get to his point.
All right, go ahead.
All right. First thing first. African American slavery is mainly based on the antebellum South. Am I right or am I wrong?
That question again.
African American slavery in America is mainly based on the antebellum South. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong?
Oh my God.
Black first. So cotton picking ain't the main story of African slavery.
Happened in the South.
You know, when you put it, no.
Hold on.
The Dutch also took Africans and sold them to the West Indies.
Hold on, let me chime in on that one.
Right.
That's speaking particularly of my region because a lot of my bloodline hails from Louisiana, Mississippi. So when we get to talking about the antebellum South, that was something totally different going on at that time. Everybody wasn't going through that perpetuated enslavement.
That's cool,
big bro.
Look.
Like that's what I wanted to have the exchange with Black first about because he has a particular distrust, I guess, towards those of us who find the Indians in our family. So I was going to show him some of my genealogy. I'm not saying that's your issue, but it was something that you said that kind of stood out to me That's why I wanted to have a little back and forth with you about
Oh,
that.
we got it. We got. I got time. I got time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
So,
we gonna get to that.
so like
But
I was
to
saying,
answer
Black
to this
first.
question though, when that's not what the narrative is based off of, because Darby can confirm for you that the 13 colonies were the first ones to go through that. As
See,
far
I
as
know that. I
the
look,
they were the
fam.
enslavement
I
aspect
ones.
of this history.
all right, all
But
right.
when we
Let me
get to
break this
looking at
down
the
to you.
rest of the territories at that time period, because we got to remember the 13 colonies was just the 13 colonies. We still had the territory of Louisiana. We still had the Southwest region.
Yeah,
We still
yeah.
had everything that was going on up north. There was
And
wars
different
being
nations
fought
own
all
those
over here.
territories.
Yeah, hold on, brother. We had wars being fought all over this country with different countries that was coming here trying to take land, whether they was coming through the Popol Bull. They was sent out the
Bull,
early
palpable.
explorers that was scouting all over the southeastern region, going all over the Mississippi and doing the things they were doing. We'd have to get into the journals of the explorers. We want to talk about that. But throughout all of this time period, and this is going back to the 1600s with these early explorers that was coming over here. They was Portuguese, Spanish, French. You dig? Like I'm sure a lot of y'all know this information if y'all been having these conversations as long as y'all have. But to just say that that's what the history, that's what they want to say the narrative was based off of. But if we really look at the broader perspective of what was going on, everybody wasn't going through that. A lot of us wasn't even feeling the brunt
Bro.
of what was going on in the 13
Okay, let me
colonies
let me
until
stop you
it
real
got to
quick there,
our
bro.
region of the country.
Can I pause you for a second? See that
Nah, before
all
you go, what you hitting on? Some sativa, some indica, bro.
for me?
That's TB, yeah. Sativa or indica? Which one you
Both.
like?
I
Oh,
got both.
you a hybrid. You a hybrid.
No, I got different of both right now. So I'm just.
Okay. I hear it in your voice. That's all I'm
But
saying.
no, listen. What I was saying was right.
Put on the trees because I grow my own.
Hey, I just wanted to point out
No,
if you
man.
go
Hey, look. Chill. Hey,
if
y'all,
you go to
chill. Because I'm
if you go
not
to
blaming it on that at all.
slavevoyages.org, they have all
Can
the
y'all just
records
hear
of
me
all the
out real
trips.
quick, bro?
Rich.
Just listen to me, bro. The reason why I was asking Black first this is because of the particular way I understand American history. Not just on these are conversations me and Black first that had before. So if you really listen to me and him have a conversation, you'll understand that Black first know a lot more about history than people think he know. You know what I'm saying? He just
Hmm.
is who he is, and he stand on what he
He
stand on.
basically
So that's
just
how
get
he
paid
rock.
to lie. Let's just keep that motherfucker
Hey
100.
man, quit playing, man. Look, stop. Hey,
I
look,
just want to
Baby.
I
but
just
look.
want to plug
Hey,
if you go to slavevoyages.org,
average.
it has all
Hey,
the
hold on real quick, average.
Right.
We finna
Average.
get back
Chill
to
out.
you, cousin. Just chill. But look, check this out. So what it is, the reason why I brung up the antebellum South, right, is because most people relay that history as if it's Southern history, and it's not. Cause see, what a lot of people like to call the South ain't the South. And if you claiming that you come from the South, then you basically are claiming African history. I have to be honest with people
Sure.
about that because I'm a
Well,
13 colonel
real
baby.
perspective wise,
Sure.
ain't nobody taking it that literal, bro. I know who my
No.
people is.
I
But
just
see,
Oh,
no. Just
I'm
listen
not
to what
trying
I'm saying.
to
But let
All
it
right,
wait. Average, chill, man. Just give him, be a
chill,
little bit
average.
more
This
patient,
is what I'm
brother. I
saying,
mean,
right?
you guys taught us everything that we know. So just chill
uh,
a little bit, brother.
I just wanted to say a
Hey man,
website. Just
hey
go to
y'all,
No,
slavevoyages.org.
we get it,
bro.
massa. We
There's a
get it,
Average.
website.
massa. Just
We gonna
It's
chill.
get
pretty
to you
cool.
in
There's
just a
actually
second.
a
Just let me.
simulation of all the chips. There's a
Nah,
simulation of all
bro.
the chips. Pretty
We
cool.
done.
Hey, Mass, we know that you the ultimate brain here, right? You smarter than all of
No.
us.
Hey,
Hey,
Massa,
Black
yo.
you
first, quit
smarter than
playing.
bro,
You
you
know
all
off
that.
of
the
us.
stage. Don't
Is
say that
you
no more,
sick,
bro.
Massa? Is our house on fire, Massa? So chill out for a minute, Massa. Let
I
let
mean, I'm
let
letting you
let
have
the
your moment,
niggers wait.
obviously.
Let the niggers get it out, please,
Hey,
Massa. Let
really?
the
I am.
niggers.
What?
I
You gonna
am.
say the hard? All right, yo.
Oh
Really?
God, we
Yeah,
gotta
Hey,
keep this
Bruh, I
water,
said
motherfucker
brother.
nigga.
one
Hey,
hundred.
I did not
what's
say
going
the
on? What's
hard R.
going on,
That
people?
Hey
I didn't
man,
say the hard R,
that's
dog.
that's too
stop
close.
it.
Too
Hold on.
much, brother.
I didn't
Like
say
I'm
the
not
hard
even
R,
letting
dog.
that.
That's
Musty
I did
too
ass
not
Keep
say
nigga.
the
close.
button
hard
on
R.
your ass.
Johnson fruits in the chat, y'all. That was too
Okay,
close.
I gotta put what's I didn't say that, but I'm gonna put a
hey
galaxy in
man,
it.
just let me finish real
Wow,
quick,
I
bro.
thought the dude
Hold
was
on, man.
black. He
Can we
not
move
black.
on? Cause I'm tired of hearing these Pan
Yeah,
African
man, we
fellas.
trying to
Like,
we
Can I
trying to
can I
get we
fuck
trying to
can I
get
that,
ask
this
a
out
couple
real
of
quick. Cause
questions
me
for
and
the
these
Pan
fellas having a
Africans?
real
Thank you.
man. Look,
we having a real American conversation
man,
right
y'all
now.
can
So
do
check
that
this out.
shit somewhere. I
Can I
can't, cousin.
Yeah,
Some
man.
shit
Oh,
can
pissing
I
me
my
I sent
off.
can
that
bad,
I
man. I'm
ask
gonna
a
galaxy
mute
couple
up.
the
I'm gonna mute
questions?
I
up.
sent that galaxy the receipt goddess. God damn it.
Oh, Rasheed got us on here. Oh my God. Oh
Can,
my
can I
God.
can I ask can I ask a couple questions
Hey,
to the Pan Africans?
what's up?
So I was gonna ask you, can you show
It's Uncle
the
Elroy.
censuses? Can you show the censuses before 1780, preferably around 1690 of the slave
No,
record?
no, no, because the
There's
first
no
census,
census.
the first census came out in 1790, sir. So again, when we're talking about census reports at that particular time, because my people, the Pan African people that y'all like to use, quote unquote, they were not considered human beings. They were listed with the pigs, the cows, the rum, the rice, and so on and so forth.
They
So
were
no,
the
we can't
product.
show.
They were the product.
Yeah, we were the product. We were what we call the what's the word we say, Uncle? We were the
What is it?
commodity.
Yeah, with
Commodity.
economy, commodity. Yeah,
We were
that's
the
what a lot of
commodity.
Wall Street is based. A lot of Wall Street is based on the slave trade.
Exactly. That's what started it.
And
Right. This is
Indian
the
trade, not no
so
African.
hey,
What
uncle,
y'all talking
hey,
about?
my bro, hey, bro,
Hey,
I
Black
know I'm
first.
probably
Hey,
older than you.
get
I know I'm
Elroy
probably
up out of
older
here,
than you,
Black
but
first.
I'm gonna call you I'm gonna call you my man.
Hey,
Appreciate you for
you
coming
gonna
up.
call that nigga Leroy? You ain't even call that
What's going
nigga.
on?
Okay, Leroy,
Hey,
my bad. Oh, you right,
I
my
be
bad. Okay,
What's
my
No,
going
I
on,
bad.
bet
God
the
sis?
damn.
I bet the hell
My
you
bad.
want
Okay,
him here.
TB. Okay, so
Uh,
go ahead, TB, because I'm
no,
interested
but
in your
check this out, right?
perspective,
I just
right?
wanted to
Wait, no,
finish
no.
what I was
I'm
saying, bro.
right. I'm
What
interested
I
in
was
that
saying to
perspective, and
brother from
afterwards, can I go?
Louisiana is I come from a little Florida past. So before Louisiana became a purchase, back when Baton Rouge and New Orleans was just a place called Orleans, when Baton Rouge and New Orleans was one place. Before that even existed, I know about the land called Florida, and I know about the Continental Divide.
Oof.
So when I look at the history of the Appalachian Mountains, I know that everything that was west of it was Indian territory, and that the only land the French ever owned was in New Orleans. I know that Napoleon never came to America. I know that the United States never purchased Louisiana, and the whole thing was a fraudulent lie because Louisiana was once West Florida. So when people try to say Spanish history but don't know that Mexico used to actually be here in North America, in that lower place that they call Mexico now was part of the Yucatan and Honduran peninsulas, then they can look at the history a little different. And I see that you can correlate yourself back that far. So what I'm asking Black first is, most of the history that I know Pan African use is Kunta Kinte history. But if people know when the antebellum period really was, none of that part of history would correlate with the 16 to 1700s because none of those states that people claim today existed. If you ain't from the 13 colonies, your state didn't exist.
Yeah, but we
Before
know all this
That's
stuff.
that's actually not
Considered
100% the
territories
truth
by the
either.
man,
people who was living in
that's
those
1,000%
areas,
true.
bro.
Show me where Mississippi existed before the
So so
antebellum
so
period, or
Spanish Florida
Alabama.
didn't encompass the entirety of the South that was colonized by Spaniards.
Listen,
It wasn't a part of the
do
13
do
colonies.
you know
The
the original
antebellum,
name of Florida?
the antebellum refers to a period after the formation of the United States. So it's about 1861.
But I'm
No,
saying
no,
he's saying
no. It's
when you say the states
1812
didn't
through
exist,
It refers
1861.
to
what I'm
Okay,
saying
after
okay.
when you
slavery
say the
Bro,
states
first of
expired.
didn't
all,
exist,
I don't know
the
why you keep
antebellum
using
South
that to
is
describe
between
the whole state.
1812 and
1812 and 1860.
1861.
You are
You
correct.
hear me?
Yes.
Those are
Yes.
nothing but Indian wars being fought at that time. Your
Yes.
Confederate States is from 1861 to 1863, and they got disenfranchised after that.
Yeah.
So any time that people want to claim the Southern South when Louisiana is the Old West, is not the South. That's how they trick people into believing the African story from the get-go, when the original South is the 13 colonies, and those are the colonial southern states, which is South Carolina and Georgia. Florida was never a part of that in no type of way. And Louisiana and Florida is one land until you get into Mexico, which is the northern parts of California.
I just wanted
Only
to.
because it did stop at the Mississippi River, bro.
No, it went into Louisiana for sure.
It did
All the way
Louisiana,
into East Texas.
It
Arkansas.
It's
stopped
called the
at the
Bible Belt.
Mississippi River.
You look up the cotton in the
I know
Bible
I'm
Belt, it's gonna
familiar
show
with it,
you.
dog, but I'm literally from central Louisiana, eastern Louisiana, dog. I know my history, and it dates back to that time period you're talking about.
And what
So
time
let's
period
not
was
do
that?
that. It's going
In the
back to the
1700s, there was no
yeah.
place called Louisiana.
Man, it was founded in the 1700s, bro.
It
And
was founded
And
in
the
the
city of New Orleans was
Texas,
founded in that
right.
time.
When did they
Texas was
find New
never
Orleans?
called. Texas was
Listen,
never called
Orleans was
Newfane. That's
founded
a
in the
lie.
1700s. That's what I know.
Texas
Orleans
was
was,
never
and that's
called
New Orleans
Newfane.
and
That's a
Baton
lie.
Rouge. Louisiana did not exist when Orleans came into existence, bro. Orleans was Louisiana and Baton Rouge in one place. And the only reason I know that because I had ancestors enslaved in those lands, and I got the Spanish West Florida records to prove it.
Let's stop at the Mississippi, at the river, though, dog.
Listen,
Listen,
what I wanted
West side
to,
of it, because it's right.
I
It's
can show
literally
y'all
right
better than
there.
I can
It's a
tell
hop
you, bro.
skip. So that
I can
distance
show
ain't.
you better than I can
I'm
tell
not
you,
trying to
man.
combat with you, but I'm just saying it is a cutoff right there.
Listen, I understand where you come off, but that a lot of these
TV
cutoffs
greedy.
come with borders, huh?
TV, you greedy, bro. Like you ain't let nobody have no fun.
what I
At
was trying
first,
to
you
touch.
ain't fun anyway.
Listen, what I was trying to touch bases on earlier.
Where you going?
I can't stand you, nigga. I can't stand you,
Can I
boy.
say
My
something?
nigga.
I just want to
Yeah,
point out
where
a
is he
neat
going with
website.
this?
It's called.
What? Listen,
Doesn't
I've been trying to say something before Average even spoke up.
I
I've
just
been
want to
trying
point
to.
out a neat
I
website. It's
don't
called
listen. Listen.
One
I've been
mic.
trying to get everybody's attention to ask a specific question because
Yeah,
I
we're
got.
we're
I'm just
really
trying to tell you all a website.
Okay.
Go
no,
ahead,
we
go ahead,
know
Jay
One
Bird.
mic.
Go ahead,
Go Jay.
Jay Bird.
psycholoadjudges.org.
Go ahead,
One
Jay
mic on
Bird.
Jay Bird.
Let Jay
One mic
Bird
on
do his
Jay Bird.
thing.
I
Yeah,
just
for
wanted
sure.
to. The reason that I asked because yes, the first census records I got like steamrolled over when I asked. I never even got to follow up with my question. The first census records of slaves of anyone was in the 1790s. But isn't it weird that that's after the American Revolution started to take place? That
I'll be
they
back,
start
y'all.
taking census records after the American Revolution took place and ended.
Right. So why would it be weird, right?
Hold on,
Because
let
you
him
at that
finish. Let
particular
him
wait, real
finish.
Finish
quick.
my
Hold on, hold
God
on,
point
hold
because
on.
this is
damn.
what happened.
There's
Hold on,
somebody on the
Blackface.
opposite side.
Hold on,
Obviously,
Black
he's on
Blackface. Let
your
him
side,
finish
receipt
his
goddess. God
question.
damn it.
I
Just let him
never
finish his
finished my
question,
point.
bro.
You guys just
Damn.
start talking. Dang. What I'm saying is, okay, yeah, it's not weird in the sense like, okay, now that they have their independence, they're gonna start taking uh account for who lives here and stuff like that. Sure, they have to do that themselves. But when they were listening to Spain, when they were being ruled over by Spain, Spain had monopoly over not even just Spain. The Dutch, Portuguese, Spanish, and English had control over the slave trade, and they did not want anyone else to participate in equalizing over the slave trade, specifically from Africa to America. So it's weird because there's actual historical evidence that suggests and actually even documents that prove that not only during the American Revolution, the start of the American Revolution, did they halt the slave trade from America to the United States, from Africa to the United States specifically, but in 1777 and 1778, there was a bill passed that was applicable to all the 18 colonies where they were no longer accepting anyone of African descent into the United States as slaves
You can
from
see the tip on the graph too.
any place in the Americas or Africa or Europe. They were not allowing anybody to just embark.
Right. Okay,
Was this
so
after
So
right.
the
right,
Haitian
So
right.
wait.
Revolution?
Can I
Was it? Hold on. Was
go
this
ahead,
after
go
the
ahead.
Haitian Revolution
Yeah,
What
you
Yeah,
was
the
can
it?
see
Haitian
the dip in the
Revolution was
graph.
and
what,
the
18,
There's a huge dip in the
1803,
graph. Huh?
I just said this
18,
happened in 17. This happened in 1777 and 17.
so can I give you some perspective of what happened after 1776, right? So again, yeah, we know that when 1776, the American Revolution, that war, that conflict, my bad, F1 in the chat, that conflict was between what we know as the 13, excuse me, we know that conflict was between what we know as the 13 colonies versus British, right? So that at this particular time, what we know as the 13 colonies decided to say, hey, look, we don't want y'all to rule over us no more. Versus the 13 colonies decided to say here, and you had the red coats versus what we call the Americans that snow here, and you had the red coats versus what we of that particular time. The first man to pass away in that particular conflict. I'm sorry, was a black man, right? So, quote unquote, I say quote unquote. So again, once that thing happened, and this separation between Britain and what we know now as the United States of America, it evolved into the people over here on this side of the world doing. They started doing their own thing. So once they start doing their own thing, which again, if you understand how slavery works, the British colonies, quote unquote, they were 100 years behind the French and a couple of 100 years behind the Portuguese and the Spaniards. So when we try to, this is why understanding chronology or how time works along with history, then you'll have a better understanding of how to explain it. Yes, there were not only British people over here, but again, before the British even made it here, you had Spain, you had the French, right? You had the Portuguese, you had the Dutch. That's way before. So these people had this
Dude,
particular
all of this
land.
rambling, you're not addressing my question in the slightest.
Said
I
two.
mentioned the Dutch, the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the French as well.
Oh
What
No,
I'm
you
man.
did
saying,
say you did say the French. You didn't.
I
You
did. I
didn't.
mentioned
No,
all
you
of these
didn't.
people. Yes, I
No, you
did.
didn't. No, you
I'm
didn't.
okay. Whatever,
No,
whatever the
you
case is
didn't.
that you're saying I did or did
Hey,
not. I
hey,
mentioned the
Jay
So
people
Bird.
who were controlling
what,
the
what was
African way of
what was
working.
your last question one more time? Let me see what if I thought I addressed it, but what was it again?
I'm saying, isn't it? First of all, I didn't even really get to finish the whole full point. The whole full point is after the American Revolution, slavery, it was halted. There was a bill passed. Nobody was able to be imported to the not
Right.
even
What
just
year was that? What year was that? 18 oh what?
1770,
No.
1777 to
18 oh
1770,
what? The importation of slavery.
1777 to
No,
70.
you're wrong. So the
Okay, so
importation
look
of
at this source
slavery
behind me.
ended in
Can you put me on the big screen?
1808.
Can you put me on
I
the big
The
got
screen?
you.
importation of slaves to the Americas ended in 1808,
Bill to
sir. So
prevent the
you're
importation of
absolutely
slaves,
wrong
June
when you say that,
1777. It literally
bro.
down here, it says that the bill was passed in 1777, but it took effect in 1778. This is off of the foundersarchive.org or .gov. You can even search this bill up to read it yourself. And it's not just talking about the 13 colonies. It's talking about importation of slaves anywhere into the what is now known as the United States. This was in 1777 to 1778 where it was passed. This is the 1778 part where it was passed. And this part right here is a summary of this bill right here. So you're telling me that I'm wrong when I'm literally coming with a source of knowledge, right? And what I'm saying is, because this is the part that everybody's glossing over, what happened after the American Revolution that immediately followed up with the height of the slave population was manifest destiny, where they decided because they don't have to listen to the crown anymore, they get to go and conquer all the lands as far to the west as possible. As far to the west as possible, to the coastline. And what did they do in the entire time that they were expanding to the west? They were conquering people and putting them into
Right.
bondage
Okay. So
and massacring everybody. Am I lying?
No, you're not lying.
yeah,
But
no,
hey,
he is lying. He
no, he
is
not.
Hey,
No,
lying
he not. No, he
because
not.
again, the
Hey, put me on the big
importation.
screen.
Excuse me, the
uh-huh.
importation. Okay, you can get on the big screen, but the importation of slaves coming from the
What's up?
continent of Africa to the Americas, it was in 1808. That was the law. And then you had the creation of the British Navy. You had the creation of another the African Navy, and so on and so forth. Although it wasn't controlled by Africa, you had those things, those particular navies that from 1808 all the way through the end of slavery in and of itself, they were the ones that were capturing ships, destroying slave ships, and rescuing over 150,000 people and sending them back to Africa. And we have a list of 92,000 names of actual people who were taken from these particular ships. We have their own records. We have the information of their ages and their names
Can we
and the
see those
tribes that it
same
come from.
records of
So
people
again,
brought to
Jay
Wait
Bird,
a
America?
hold
minute.
up, Jay
Wait a
Bird, you
minute.
got to speak. Jay Bird, chill. You got to speak. So again, what Jay Bird is saying, he talking about the 1700s, that wasn't the end of the importation of slavery. The actual law that prohibited importation, meaning going over to the land of the continent of Africa, stealing those people and bringing them back to America, it ended in 1808. Period.
Okay, so
Point
let's
blank.
let's
All right,
let's
all
go
right.
based off of what you
Before
just said
before
just
before
now.
you finish him, Jay, he need to look at this map that I have right here.
Mm.
You see this American Revolutionary line in Georgia? What does it stop black first? This is
Can't see,
1770.
man. I'm in my car.
All
I've
right,
been drinking.
all
I
right.
ain't
So
got my
you can't
glasses
see,
on. My
right?
bad.
But this is the
Uh-oh.
And I'm
17.
old. I'm old too.
This
Look,
will not
from
go off.
1763 all the way to 1793, nobody crossed the proclamation line of 1763.
I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you. I ain't hear you. Say that
All right,
again. I
listen.
gotta put.
It's called the Proclamation of 1763.
Okay,
When you lead to
1763.
1777, that's them warring to get from under British rule to expand themselves because they want to keep whatever they have already taken because the crown is
TB, real quick, TB. What you say that line was again, and what's the relevance of it?
that relevance of that line is called the Appalachian Mountains.
Right. So what I'm saying, you said nobody else crossed it. I don't get what you're saying.
All right, because see, when you talk, what he was saying was how in the Revolutionary War, after it, they started taking census. How big was the United States right after the Revolutionary War is the major question. You see Georgia, right? This is after the Revolutionary War. You see this Indian Territory line? This is right after the Revolutionary War because it still existed. Remember, Indian Removal Act didn't happen to 1830 to after the 1830s, and most of these states didn't get created until the 1800s and between 1820. That's in Indian Territory past the Appalachian Mountains. So you see Indian Territory on the East Coast.
Did it freeze on StreamYard?
Past the 13 colonies, right? You see it. This is Indian Territory past the Appalachian Mountains. It's right here on the Georgia map and every other map. Creekland, Georgia, Indian Territory.
I mean this. Let me ask you this question.
No, I didn't get to finish my.
If we're talking about indigenous or Indian land,
No,
Indian territory.
we're not talking
Excuse
about
me,
that.
sir. Excuse me. Let me ask you a question.
We're talking about the importation and exportation of slaves into the United States.
Because that's where I was going, right? So when we talk about when we talk about Indian territory, the whole what we call this land that we own, Turtle Island, America, United States of America, we all understand that this Indian territory. So let you know, I'm trying to get an understanding how what you're trying to say is.
You don't understand
I'm trying to. How?
So let me finish, big bro.
Does this equate to the African enslaved people brought to this land, sir? That's all I'm asking.
It's easy because we finna do the numbers. We finna do the numbers, bro. The numbers say that the Americas didn't expand until after 1830 something during the Indian Removal Act. But they created all of these territories and states to make a census in the 1790s, right?
All right, okay. I get
None
you.
of these. Now let's look at where you from, Alabama, Mississippi area.
Yeah, look, man, I'll be telling
what was the census? What was the census in Alabama from 1790 to 1820?
Very, very slim when it came down to people who look like me. I mean, it wasn't Alabama. Sure? Yeah, absolutely. That's because again, when we talk about the 1800s, excuse me, let me explain, brother. Because you asked a question. You asked a question. So I want to defend and stand up for my Alabamian history and my Mississippi history. We understand that it was just at a particular point. I think it was about 1850. Prior to 1850 in Mississippi, right, there were what we call no free people of color, black people.
This dude is lying. Hey, Darvid, I hope you know that. Remember that land patent I showed you that was in Alabama? The land patent I showed yesterday, that was in Alabama.
I just got cut off.
I
just got cut off and dropped.
I heard it. One mic, y'all. Yeah, one mic, y'all.
I wasn't even.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, thank you, Jar. Man, that's why.
What? We gotta still hear this shit.
This is why you my nigga. This is why you my nigga, man. I appreciate you.
Black first, you are capping though, straight up.
How am I capping, bro? Look,
man,
wait, hey, Darby, wait, before we go, Darby,
look at the map.
Wait, bro. Real quick, TB, I'm gonna shut up after this because I'm not even gonna rebut. I'm not even gonna refute or rebut what you said, TB. Darvis, can you mediate a debate between me and this guy, Jay Bird?
Sure. Barely.
Jay
but
Bird,
I'm here.
Are you up to debate?
I mean, I guess so.
Okay, so real quick, cause I gotta go, cause I'm out. I done had my little sip, and I gotta go in here in this club and go have some more fun. But anyway, give me whatever. Wait, real quick, y'all. I'm gonna get off. I promise you. So receipt, goddess. I know I'm gonna leave. For your wishes. Jay Bird, what would you like to debate me on when it comes down to Darvis's panel? And then
you're the one that set up. You're the one that asked for the debate. What do you want to debate about? It's not
because I'm so great at what I do. I usually allow my
All I'm telling you is
victims.
that you're straight up capping because I
Okay,
literally
well,
just
so
showed.
what's your
Can
point of
I finish a
contention?
sentence, please?
Right? No,
I
what's your point of
literally just said
contention?
that you were capping because you said that
Capping.
there were no free people of color in Alabama. I
I didn't say
literally
that.
showed.
I said Mississippi.
All right, I'm mistaken.
Okay.
Hey, you
So
better not say that about
but
Mississippi.
wait, please,
When
TB.
Alabama and Mississippi was the
You
same
need to
damn
look at
Right,
place.
right.
things like
So again,
Mississippi
TB,
Band Creek.
He calling you
my
That's
Jarvis
brother
from
TB,
information
wait,
you need to
Iron Man,
look
Jarvis.
into, Black
my,
First.
my
I
brother
want to
D.
give you that little tidbit
Okay.
since you want more information about what was
Uh,
going on in Mississippi at that time period. Those would
okay,
be the documents you should look
uh,
into for that information.
okay. So now, Darvis, I can
It's
bring
Darvid.
Darvin. No, it say
Dar,
Darvid.
That's what I said, Darvid.
You've been saying
Oh, I thought
Darvis
I.
all night. You've
Oh,
been
I'm
saying
saying
that.
Darvis.
You've
My
been
bad,
calling him Iron
Darvis.
Man Belly.
Okay, my bad. Okay, I owe my brother another galaxy. Let me give my brother
Hey,
another
so
galaxy.
if you guys check out slavevoyages.org, it's from Emory University, and they have some really neat graphs and
Oh, we know
visual.
about that already. But go ahead.
Yeah,
Black
if you
Okay.
look
first.
at a lot of the
Was
look,
too.
hey, I want you to average. I want you
I
to
want
match
some
up
of that
the
Pan African money. Send me another
hey
galaxy.
average. I want you to match up the embarkment records with the flags flown and then the disembarkment on each of those voyages.
All right. What was that again? You said the.
Go look at the embarkment records, the flags
Uh-huh.
flown, and the disembarkment records of each of those voyages.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie,
So
Mr. Average. When you go look up the names of those ships, they still have ships that exist in those names today that are lodged in European ports. You're gonna find out that those ships only ship Europeans around Europe and Africa and Asia and never made it past Plymouth Rock, which Plymouth Rock is in the middle of the ocean somewhere by Greenland.
Not true.
Man, Black
I'm
first,
seeing that only about
Black first. Do you really want to go
363,000
there
made it
with
to
me right
America.
now?
Most of the
I
slaves were
know
taken.
I'm not. We're gonna talk together, bro.
But listen,
What's up,
Average.
Anjo?
Everything you know about African slavery is a lie. Can you pull it up in your genealogy? Is the question.
Absolutely.
I pulled up the
Absolutely.
opposite of my
Black first, don't play with me,
slave
bro.
ancestry.
Absolutely. Stop it, bro. I'm gonna get
Hey, you see your
receipt.
cousin down there,
No,
right?
no,
I'm
the
about. I
biggest
got
part,
you.
the
Look,
question I wanted
I
to
already know.
ask
I'm about.
Black
That's
first
why I'm
before you
running.
left.
That's why I'm about to run.
Look,
You
the
know,
question I wanted
I'm
to ask
not.
Black first
Whenever she
before he
come in,
left.
I'm not.
Black first,
All right. I had a
there's a
good
question I
discussion
wanted
with
to
you all.
ask you
Take it
before you
easy.
left, Black first.
Right. What was that, Jay?
So you know how you were talking about how when they were destroying all these ships, they had all these names of all these people where they sent them back to in parts of Africa. When
Hmm.
after when you said the military or the Marines were going against like preventing people from coming to America, where
Hmm.
are you know that those records records existed like even on slavevoyages.com. There are purchase records, there are embarkment records, or disembarkment records and things like that when they're sold on the block and the post and everything. So can you find evidence of those en masse before the American Revolution, which you should be able to? You should be able to find names. You should be able to find where they did some.
No. Okay. So again, man, this is why I'm saying. This is why again, it's a twofold thing, especially in 2025, that we have to take into consideration, right? when said kidnapped people from the continent of Africa were being forcefully kidnapped, and from whether or not I ain't gonna go there, but when we talk about these said people, right, when they were checking in the cargo, because these weren't human beings at the time, right? This is considered cargo.
They're
They
considered
were not.
property, which is also
Excuse me,
documented.
Jay Bird. Excuse me, Jay Bird. You asked the question, bro. I didn't interrupt you because I wanted to hear your question. So please don't interrupt me while I'm giving you my answer.
All right, go ahead.
So they didn't ask the little 12-year-old girl, "Hey, sweetie, what's your name?" She was a body. She was commodity. She was like a barrel of rum. One female African. Then when they found the little 5-year-old boy, they didn't say, "Hey, little buddy, what's your name?" They put him down as a little boy, right? A male barrel of rum. So this is how that worked, especially in the original conception of this thing that we call village raiding and slave raiding and so on and so forth, right? So when we're talking about the ones that were eventually caught up in the after the abolishment of importation, right? And these people, these companies were sending ships over to parts of Western Central Africa, and then they were trying to sneak them back over across the Atlantic, and then you got the British people there, you got the African Coast Union, whatever the hell it's called, and now they're intercepting these ships, they're jumping on board, they're taking out all of the pirate, I mean not the pirates, all of the slave traders and so on and so forth, and then they taking these people and say, hey, you know, where you from? I'm from Igbo world, or I'm Fulani, I'm this. They got, because again, we know that this stuff has been happening for hundreds of years. We know which particular areas these people were coming from, so now communicate with these people like, yo, where we get you from? The
Look,
Rice Coast. We got you from the Gold Coast. So now what's your name? Now they're able to write these names down,
Wouldn't
right?
that disprove the English vernacular being miscommunicated with African
No, it
slaves?
won't, because again, I'm gonna tell you why. Because again, like I just said, you had already hundreds of years of the contact between the European nations that were involved in the slave trade and the over 100 ethnic groups that were taken out of West and Central Africa. So we know they were familiar with each other, right? So once you become familiar, wait, I'll land here. Once you
I'm reading
become
the comments. My
familiar with
bad.
each other, excuse me, let me land. Once you become familiar with each other, right? You understand the language,
Can I tell you
right?
what I'm hearing? A whole bunch of nonsense. You know why?
Right.
Because
You
people
would,
that are
but that's why. Okay,
you're
so
telling
let's
listen, you're
debate.
telling I'm
Wait,
gonna
wait,
ask you
no,
a
no,
clarifying
let's
question.
debate that.
No, because you've been rambling about nothing
My
for so
nigga.
long already.
Hey,
You are
Darvin,
telling me
Darvin.
What's
Can
up?
we set up a debate? Can we set up a
no,
debate?
no. I just want to
No,
ask
no,
you a
Does
no,
question
anybody
nigga,
want
no,
to
because you're
no.
gonna
debate?
ramble on some more,
Hold
but
your
this is what's
shit.
not making
Hold your
sense to me.
shit. Hold your shit, my nigga.
It's
Let's
not
set up a
making
debate.
sense.
Let's set up a debate.
No, no. I just want to
Period.
ask you. It's a very simple question. You can just answer it or not. So you mean to tell me, you don't even have to answer it because I already know the answer to it. You mean to tell me that because of all these years of contact with Africans, these Africans were still getting captured, not by other Africans, but by the Europeans. And they came to know their language to the point where they could just say, oh, yo, drop me back off on Gold Coast. Yeah, I'm from over here. I'm from over
That
there.
wasn't my argument, sir.
What are you
That
saying
wasn't
then?
my
That's what I'm
argument.
confused about.
Right. So again, this is what we call a straw man. But okay, so if you are you willing to debate me?
Can you answer my question?
No. Okay. Again, I just said to you, sir, I answered your question.
I didn't.
That
I
wasn't
didn't.
my argument. You
I didn't
made
catch
you
the
made
answer.
you made a straw man. Wait, you made a straw man argument. What you did was you took my argument and you simplified it to fit your narrative. I'm telling you, I gave an exact understanding of what I said, and you misheard or you heard it the way
I'm
you
not, so
wanted to hear it,
can
and
you
then you
clarify what you said?
regurgitated what you felt that I was saying, and I'm saying no, I didn't say that.
Okay, so I'm asking you to
So
clarify what you
now,
said.
no. So now I'm saying, look, because we got contention on Darvin's live, he mediate, and me and you come up with several topics to debate.
That's fine. That's fine.
And this could be
I'm about to
one of them.
decimate. I'm
Okay,
about
so
to decimate your
so
whole
this could be
argument
one of
though.
them. This could be one of them where, okay, so now the contention is I'm saying to you the fact that because the Europeans had contact with Africans over whatever amount of period that they were able to um communicate with 92,000 people and get to understanding where they're from versus the 388,000 that came over here prior to that, and they had no understanding and records. They didn't take anybody's
That
names
doesn't make
down.
sense to me because
Wait,
you're
wait,
just all
it
rambling about
does.
nothing.
It
Like you're just going
does.
on
No,
and
no.
on about
See,
and not
but,
answering
again, see,
anything.
this is why you're a coward, because you're trying to escape the debate.
You're
Let's
not. You're
debate,
not
my
talking
nigga.
about anything. You're
I'm
literally
just
not
listening.
Let's
saying anything.
debate,
We
please. Hey,
can, but I
Darvin,
mean, if the
Darvin,
Y'all
debate,
want
if the
Darvin, can
debate
you
goes
ask
like
him, do
tonight?
he
this,
want to debate me
How
or what?
about a live tonight? Maybe.
I can't do it, guys. Look,
I was about to say,
I
all right,
gotta go. I
if
gotta
y'all
go
want to
meet.
set, if y'all want to set something up
I
another
want it. I
time.
want it when he's in his right mind, where he can actually formulate
All
a
right, for
legitimate
sure.
I'm in my
argument.
right mind, man. I'm at my best.
We can set that up. We can set that. I'm not in
Tomorrow,
my
we can
right
do it
mind.
tomorrow.
All right,
We
hey
can do
Darvin,
it
I just
All
want to
right.
tomorrow.
share two sources real quick.
Okay, so
Any,
wait, real quick,
hold on, I'm
Jay
gonna ask
Bird.
the chat. Y'all want to see? Y'all want to see the debate tomorrow? If they say no,
I
I
can't.
don't
I
know.
actually can't. I can't do tomorrow, but I can do on Sunday.
All
Okay,
right,
Sunday,
Sunday.
cool.
I'm on spring break, so I'm off.
Yeah, I'm
I'm off.
actually I have to
So,
go to my grandfather's funeral tomorrow.
my condolences.
Alhamdulillah, man, God, dog.
They
But
said
yeah,
hell no.
no, I said Alhamdulillah. Oh, they said hell, dog.
Sorry to hear
Nah,
that,
one
JT.
That's
person
only
said
one
hell
person
nah.
said.
Someone
That's
said
two
why
people.
not now? Someone said yes. Someone said
That's two
no.
people.
All
So
right,
Somebody
nah.
far,
said why not now?
Fuck
Somebody
out of
said
here.
nah.
Somebody said fuck out of here.
Condolences.
I really don't care for the debate either. If we're being
Yeah, you
honest,
don't care because I'm gonna push your shit in.
you're not.
They
You
said
can't
they
even
You're a
said
give a
liar.
legitimate argument.
You're a liar.
I'm a
And I'm
liar.
willing. I'm willing to get the
All
Diddy
right,
oil
listen. Let me
out
tell
for
you
you.
why what you said
Jesus.
doesn't make any sense, just on a
I
logical
will get the.
standpoint.
It's not about what makes sense. It's about what's recorded, my nigga. You when you debating, you can't give your opinion.
It's
You
not. It's
don't know
not an
your
opinion.
in a debate. It is a opinion, my guy.
No, it's not.
It is okay. So I'm gonna go live Sunday at 3 o'clock
You can send me. You
afternoon.
can send me all that. Didn't I debate you before Black First?
No, you never debated me, nigga.
All right. I could swear you used to follow me. You won't follow me for that reason.
I ain't never debated you, bro.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? But we can go live on my shit since nobody over here want to hear, right? You know what I'm saying? And I get it though, Dar. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to hear the truth. You
Notice
know what
how
I'm
I said I
saying?
was about to just really quickly defute everything he said.
Nigga
You
live.
said no, he
Okay,
don't
go
want to hear
ahead.
it
You
right
got
now.
it. Okay, you got it. It's your opportunity because everybody else is gone.
All
Go
right.
ahead. You
Damn.
got it.
Not
Cool.
y'all got the
So
live dropping off now.
yeah, no,
But
I mean, because he just sat there and rambled for like 4 minutes talking in circles about nothing. Like people are getting
Oh my
frustrated hearing
God.
that.
Okay, well do your thing, bro. You got it.
Listen. This is the first of all. I just want to ask you this question because you said that because they were in contact for over 200, 300 plus years or whatever, that they're able to now understand the language. How long does it take for people to understand the language when coming into contact with people?
Right. So that's a question for a linguist, linguistic historian or whatever, right? But again, due to the fact, right,
Oh my.
that 2,000 years prior, right, for 2,000 years, Africans, Europeans, and Asians have traded, right? And it's called the right. I mean the spice trade.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had the gold trade. So
Mm-hmm.
again, these particular people groups have been familiar with each other, one another, and that's why it's called the old world, right? So for thousands of years, these people knew one another. So when it came down to this whole enslavement thing in starting in 1492, but again, let's go back to 1441 when it has, the earliest recording of the
This is what I mean when
Portuguese.
when I say he's like talking about nothing.
Excuse me. You asked me a question.
You're talking in
So now that
circles
I'm
about
giving you some
nothing.
historical understanding, you don't want to hear it.
I know
And
you're
you could
getting ready to
go,
talk about the
but
Portuguese in
nigga,
Senegal
you
in
could go and
1441 to
wait.
1444. Nobody
See, this is
is
what I'm
like you're not
saying.
over anybody in the
Oh my
intelligence level.
God. See, this is what I'm saying. So now you ask the stupid question, right? How how
No, I
how do
asked an
they
intelligent question and you're
how
giving
do
a
they know
stupid
how to
question.
communicate? Wait. That's a stupid question. How do they know how to communicate? Right?
No, I'm
Wait.
getting you
That's what
to
you just
formulate your
said.
own thought correctly.
That
I didn't say how do they
Did
know.
you
I'm
ask
saying
me
how long does
how
it
do they
take?
know how to
No, my
communicate or
question
hold
not?
was
on.
how long does it take people to learn a language
Okay,
when
so
they come
how
into contact
long?
with
So
people?
how long? Okay, cool.
You
So
already proved my point when you said that they've
okay,
been
cool.
in
No,
contact
I
for thousands
haven't.
of years
One second,
already.
yo.
This is what
One
you
mic,
pseudo.
Listen,
yo.
just be
Bro,
quiet
This is
for a
what your
yo,
second.
pseudo intellectuals do.
one mic, y'all. One mic, please.
Okay, thank you, Darvis.
Go ahead,
So let me.
Black first.
Right, thank you, sir. Because again, this is what you pseudo intellectuals do, right?
All right,
You want to
watch me
try to
prove you wrong in
you
two
want to try
sentences
to,
after
you
you're done
see, here
talking.
you go. You can't even control yourself. So again, this is what you pseudo intellectuals do, right?
You see
Y'all
how he's
want to
talking in
take
circles?
my argument and make it what you want to make it, but I'm standing firm on what I'm trying to share and edify the audience with,
Is
right?
this the
So
brother
when
that
it comes,
believe we come from Africa?
excuse me, sir.
No, I was just asking. You the brother that
Yeah,
believe we come from Africa?
I am
Oh,
Leroy.
okay.
My
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm black first. So,
Cool.
when it comes down to again communication and how long it takes for somebody to understand of that speak one language and then learn how to understand another language. You know what I'm saying? It really don't take a whole bunch of time because you can go right now and buy one of these softwares, and if you apply yourself, you can learn how to speak Spanish in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, right? So we're talking about hundreds of years. And you're talking about special people. They didn't go over there and raid African or African ethnic groups that were the bottom of the barrels, that were the ones who lost the wars and so on and so. No, they went over there and extracted people who knew how to mine gold. They went over there and took people who knew how to grow rice. They went over there and took people who knew about ivory. They went over there. They took the best of the best.
He said the club's
Right?
gonna be
Because
closed
wait,
weekend.
excuse me, real
My
quick.
bad.
They went over there and it took people who knew metallurgy. So what that is smelting
Facts.
gold and
Facts.
smelting metals and making them into particular things. That this is what they went after of. They
Hey,
didn't go
Black First,
over
can I
there.
tap
They didn't
in?
go. Wait,
No,
let me.
don't.
I'll land here.
I gotta rebuttal him after he's done on his little tangent.
Okay, real quick, but I'm gonna land here. They didn't go over there and take the people who eat the bush meat and get cow pee put on their heads.
Okay.
Okay.
Push me.
Okay. Are you
That's
done?
in East Africa.
Are
That's
you
in East
done?
Africa. That ain't even West Africa.
Black First, are you finished? Can I rebuttal
Right
you?
now, and he trying to say he related
Hey,
to
I'm
me.
done.
can y'all
All
blow
right,
up my
everybody,
screen
Right.
too? Can y'all blow up my
one mic
screen?
real quick. I'm about to rebuttal him in less
Go
than
ahead, Jay
30
Bird.
seconds.
Go ahead, Jay Bird.
He literally said that the people that were here first could not communicate where they were from. He then also said that it does not take too long to learn a language, especially from people that you've been into contact with, and also provided evidence saying that people have been in contact with Africans for over thousands and thousands of years. So, with that being said, there's two things wrong with what he said. One, Africans would be familiar with European languages, specifically in Southern Europe, because of the fact that not only did they influence those European languages, but the Moorish Empire was ruling over that region. So they would be able to communicate, meaning that when they were extracting all these best of the best of people from Africa to America, those people would be able to communicate with the enslaved people, the capturers, where they were from. So you said in the same breath, and two, you just disproved your own self. You literally said they couldn't tell them where they were from. They were slaves. They didn't have contact with these people. Then later on, you said they were in contact with them for over 2,000 plus years. And you also said that it doesn't take too long to learn a language. So I don't think
Right.
that.
Okay, cool, Jay Bird. So again, when you brought up a specific quote unquote group of people, right? You brought up the Moors. For one thing, the Moors is not an ethnic group. It doesn't fall under any specific type of lineage and so on and so forth, right?
Never said it
What we
did.
call, excuse me, it's what we call an exonym, which is a name given to them by outsiders, right?
Sure.
So when it comes down to the African influence in Europe, medieval times. So when I talk about medieval times,
Oh
I'm
my
talking
God.
about like the 4th century, 5th century, 6th century, 7th century. So the
It's
Moors
actually from
came
seven.
into,
It's
wait,
actually from 700
One
excuse
all the
me,
way
second.
I
up
didn't
until
interrupt you.
1392.
So the Moors ruled certain parts of the Iberian Peninsula,
No, they
certain
also
parts.
ruled
Not,
all Southern
excuse
One
Europe.
me,
second. One.
I'm
They ruled
not
in England. They
done,
ruled in
man.
Ireland, and they
One
Stop
ruled
second.
in.
Hold on.
interrupting me.
Hold
Hold
on,
on.
I
Jay
let
Bird.
you go.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yeah,
This is rude. And I'm cooking you. You mad? So at the same time, from 711 to 1492 is when the Moors, that whole particular quote unquote group, which were Berbers, which were Muslims, which were Africans, which were a mixture of different ethnic groups, different armies, paid and unpaid, and so on and so forth, who went into the Iberian Peninsula. That's not the entire of Europe. It's only a small portion of Europe that these people had particular influence over. And that's between Spain and Lower Italy. Excuse me, I'm not done. I'm not done. So again, sir, prior to this whole invasion, when you go back to the 4th century, the 5th century, for 2,000 years, Africans above the Sahara region had contact
So put me on the big
with
screen,
you.
David, after
I'm
he's
not
done.
even. God damn it,
yeah. You
man.
said after he's done. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, we got to stop with that pseudo Moorish
No.
stuff.
See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Just chill.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Bring
go. You
back
can
it
land.
up,
You
and
can
then
finish,
I'll, and then,
Blackbird.
and then I'm gonna kill. But at the same time, we know what when people were trading in the old world, they developed a particular way, particular language, and it's called a trade language for a reason, because all of these people from all over the world are trading with well, all over the old world were trading with each other, and we understand that the story of Columbus was due to the fact that every time they went through northern Africa to try to get to India, they were accosted by the Arabs, by the Berbers, and so on and so forth. So Columbus was he was trying to find another route to India to participate in the spice trade, but he ended up over in Hispaniola. That's history, nigga. You can't take it away from it.
Facts. Facts.
Go ahead, Jay Bird. You there? Jay Bird, you there?
Man, if you're not answering immediately.
Go ahead, Leroy.
Yeah, I agree with the brother. The only reason that Christopher Columbus came over here because the rest of the world to get to, which people try to go in on India, right? People try to go in on show these crazy videos and stuff like that in India, but in reality, everybody was trying to get to India because of the material that was coming out of there, the spices. They were the first ones to facet stones, like when you talk about the diamond and all that. That was coming out of India. They still got those same cities where they cut stones to this day, right? So the Muslims, the Ottoman Empire, the Berbers, all them, they were taxing anybody that wasn't Christian. I mean, that wasn't Muslim. So if you was a non-Muslim coming through there, you were getting taxed. You couldn't get to Africa and get to Mali to get the gold. You couldn't get to India to get the spices and the silk and all that from China because you had to go through Muslim lands. And the Muslim lands extended from Northwest Africa all the way into like Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan and all that stuff, where like the Uyghurs and all them at, in that part of China, all the way into China.
Time out. You're correct. You're correct. But I just really want to rebuttal Black first because he just did the same thing he did 2 seconds ago. He literally proved himself wrong in that entire rant that he said. So first of all, he literally said that Moors was a misnomer given to people from different regions that was given by someone else. But then he said it has no place. Like there's not one place that they legitimately belong to. They don't have like a specific region in which they're from.
Ethnic group. I say ethnic group. I didn't say region.
Okay, technically,
I did not say region. I said ethnic group.
Okay, technically they are an ethnic group in itself. To be considered a Moor, it would be considered to be a part of like an ethnic group, not necessarily an accurate depiction of one, but it would still. It's like to be a Moor, you literally have to be one of three things. You have to be Muslim, and you have to be from Africa. All right. You could also have come from Africa a long time ago. But something else that you said was that they only controlled the Iberian Peninsula, which is also false. The Moors controlled parts of Ireland, England, England, Spain, Portugal, and so forth. Or else there wouldn't have been the war from 711 to 1492, which literally was a war that happened not in the Iberian Peninsula. So you already proved yourself wrong again there. Lastly, something that you said was that sub-Saharan West Africans were not a part of the Moorish Empire, which Mansa Musa was a part of the Moorish Empire, and he was West African.
No, he wasn't.
Okay, any source that you search up about Mansa Musa is gonna literally proclaim him as part of.
Okay, well, cool. Let's go with it. Let's make that a part. Let's make
that
a part.
Didn't you get all pissy when I cut you off, bro? Didn't you get all pissy when I cut you off? Let's look at the etymology of the word.
No. Let's not go to etymology. Let's look at the
etymology, Black first. Come on, let's look at the etymology. Let's look at the etymology of the word yams. So the word yam.
Wait. How would you bring up the word yam? That wasn't a part of my argument, sir.
If you just be quiet.
So now what you're doing is the abo shuffle. Let's stay on topic. Yo, no. I'm not letting you run away.
One mic.
Grab the pillow and hold on tight. Bite down on your cover. Move back. No, we're not going to yams.
He doesn't want to debate something that's gonna.
No, my nigga. No. You can't do that.
Come on, y'all.
Our conversation is predicated upon whether or not the argument that I made, whether or not
hey, Black Iberian. Wait, excuse me. Can you mute your mic?
Excuse me. No.
Can you mute your mic?
Wait. Okay, let me just say this. Can I just say this to you real quick, Darby? Can I just say this to you real quick? Darby,
I literally went to the bathroom, washed my hands, came back.
Time out. Come on, just let him land, bro.
Let me learn my
I didn't bring up yams.
Okay, let him go where he's gonna go. Come on.
Exactly, because this actually connects back to what we were talking about earlier, all right? About people being in contact with a specific region of people, right? We were talking about people being able to communicate with other groups of people, correct? All right, so this actually proves that West Africans were a part of the Moorish Empire because the word yam is literally, it comes from the word inyame, which also is French, but it says compared to Spanish from the 1580s or Portuguese. It's from West African language. It says comparable to the Fulani, but when we look up the word yam, you can see it has etymological roots all throughout the Yoruba, Fulani, or Fula, people from Senegal, all different places in West Africa. Not a bunch of different. It only listed like 5 different regions, but still, it comes from the word inyami, which just means to eat, which is when a word has an origin somewhere, it changes over time. Just like pluma, pluma means pin, but it also means feather, right, in Spanish, and it has an etymological origin. But it has,
Whoa, y'all, yeah, for
can
real,
you mute your mic, Black,
you
first?
gonna
Look,
let him give, wait, you gonna let him
he
give
can't control
this
himself. He
example,
can't control
you gonna
himself, you
let him
guys.
give
Black
this
flag.
He
example
can't
Black
control
flag.
knowing that
himself.
it
Look at
comes
how
from,
upset he gets.
Yeah, I was
Look
gonna
how upset he
say
gets when he gets proven
you
wrong.
I just
talking about is from
Look
West
how upset he gets when he
Africa.
gets proven wrong.
Wow, this is crazy.
Look how upset he gets when he gets proven
It's not
wrong.
upset, bro. But
You're yelling.
why
Control
would you
yourself,
bring up
Black
a
first.
word? Why would you
Control
bring
yourself, Black. If you would listen, then you would understand. So you were talking about
up
how
a word
I'm literally
yam that
about to
is a
answer
West
your
African
question. I'm
word, bro?
literally about
hey,
to answer
This
your
is
question.
fucking crazy,
I'm
he
bro.
said
literally
he's
about
about
to
to
answer your
You
yeah,
question.
just
he
sacked yourself, bro.
Oh my gosh, Jay.
1 second. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, land J, bro.
Anyways, so we were talking about people regions in which people were able to communicate with Europeans, and he specifically said that the Europeans were in contact specifically
What's up, friend?
with people from North African. He's the one that brought this up, and we're talking about the slave trade. And I the original question to bring it back home. The original question was, how were these people from 300 years ago not able to communicate to the Europeans where they came from, but people from recently were? Mind you, that wasn't even the original point, but because he likes to talk in circles, that was something that he stumbled upon himself trying to spill out, and I had to ask the question about it. So what I'm saying is, yes, West Africans were not only a part of the foundation of Europe in the first place. There's actually DNA evidence that proves so, and linguistic evidence that proves so. However, they
What's
were
up,
a
Sam?
part of the Moorish Empire, meaning they would have been in contact with these Europeans for the same amount of time, if not longer, than what you're considering these North African people to be. And yes, Mansa Musa was a part of the Moorish Empire. So
All right, cool.
those are the
What do
people.
you
And I'm not finished,
call?
Black
Oh,
first.
you're
I'm
not
not
done.
finished. Mute your mic. Mute your mic, Black first. I'm not finished, Black first. You can't control yourself. You can't control yourself. So what I'm saying is, what you said earlier was not real. You're saying that these people could communicate where they came from because they were in contact over hundreds of years. Meanwhile, West Africa's been in contact with Europe for at least a couple thousand years, or at least West Africans, we could say, people that came from that region and migrated back and forth from.
Hmm.
Okay, someone said Mansa Musa said not one word of a Moorish empire. Show that.
I mean, because Moore's a fucking new term. That's why.
What you doing? So basically, okay, I don't believe none of the slave stuff or whatever y'all call it.
What's up,
Like,
Carl?
yeah,
You say you don't believe
okay,
nothing about slavery?
nah, because
Like, hmm go ahead.
because I want one person to talk, and I want you to be the host. Explain to me how you can sell a boat from Africa to America.
Like
Do
directly?
you know the distance? Listen, do you know the distance between Africa and America?
Yeah, I know. I know the distance.
How far is
Bro, you ask me that right now.
it?
But, tell me the distance. Because you're not arguing with someone, I don't know who you think you're arguing against, but go ahead. It's a long time, right? Go ahead. How far is it? Tell me. Are you there, Carl? All right. So you're
What you
opposing
say?
the Morris.
But
Are you
anyway,
there? I asked you can you tell me how far America is from Africa?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you know the distance?
No, tell me.
Okay, well, what year was it?
Where year what when? Year
Excuse
what
me?
when? Year what when?
That this
The year
slavery stuff supposed to occur.
I get it. 1492
Okay, 1492.
or 1500s, whatever.
Okay, now in the 1400, electricity hadn't even been formed yet. So,
Boy, you supposed to be laying down.
Yeah. See y'all, you got a hot mic.
My bad.
No. That was for real. That was a question for that
okay,
nigga.
Yeah,
Who
my
the
mic
hell?
was muted on my end.
I'm sorry.
Nah,
in
see
the
y'all was
14,
talking to his son.
You supposed to be laying down, Carl. God damn.
It's my fault, y'all.
CR the Great. That came in right
Woo!
on time. Sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that did come in right
John,
on time.
look, I got a 1-year-old over here.
what's so funny that y'all don't know the distance between Africa and America?
Yeah, you
30,
know, I'm not
3100,
gonna. Yeah, I'm sorry.
3,100 miles or something like that. 30, someone just answered 3,100 miles.
What
Both of them
Someone
on there.
lied
did the
to you.
brother say? What did he say?
30, I
You wanna
said
know the difference
3,100
between what?
miles. The difference
Someone
between
lied
America and
to you.
Africa.
Someone lied to you. I thought you said that you knew.
Brother, you too
What?
old to be thinking that way.
Thinking what way?
How far is
Sound like a
America from
drop.
Africa?
I'm
He
trying to
sound
figure
like
out what
a
way.
he sound like he about 60 years old.
Okay, you sound like a dropout.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
no, you sound like a dropout. So I'm not gonna
Trying to
let you
teach some
attack.
shit.
I'm not gonna let you attack my boy Darvis.
I fuck with
See,
boy
I gotta
Darwin.
stop.
I'm talking
No,
to
you
you.
ain't fucking with him because you asking him and you trying to make it seem like he said he knew. He asked you because he didn't know, and then you went to something else.
Yes, we
So
thought you
again,
didn't
how
know.
long? Excuse me, sir. How long does it take to go from Africa to the Americas, sir? Please enlighten us.
Yeah,
And
how
what
many
year you
miles is
talking?
it? Oh my
What year
gosh.
you talking?
I thank goodness I Googled it already. It's 91,000 miles. 9,100
Right.
miles. 9,200 miles,
Now,
actually.
now
Right.
you talking 9,000 miles.
Okay.
Okay,
So what's your point, sir? Please.
so you
Blackburn, you
talking
can't
about
do that to
40.
him when you talk the exact same way. You just rambling.
Whoa. Jay Bird, I promise you, Jay Bird, if you take a debate with me, I got your special ordered. No, I'm gonna order it for you. Strawberry baby oil.
That's what I
And I'm
forgot.
gonna
Oh,
lube
why we
you
talking
up.
about what?
Bro, this
Hello?
dude is drunk.
All right. All
I
right.
ain't drunk.
No,
I ain't drunk. I'm not drunk.
This is Diddy party free space. Hello?
All right, Jarvis, my bad, but I'm
Hello?
gonna push this shit in if you take it.
Mm-mm-mm.
So you
Yeah,
mean to tell me?
go ahead, Carl.
So you mean to tell me that you can sell a wooden sailboat without electricity
Mm-hmm.
in the 1400s, 9,000 miles without lights?
The elements of the wet of
Can you
the
put me on the big
ocean
screen
too.
real quick, Darby? Let me show him a 1858 picture of one of those particular ships.
That's a
You can look
drawing.
this.
That's
Wait,
a drawing.
excuse me, sir, Carl. It is called the Wanderer. You can look it up. This is
What's
an
up,
actual.
Omar?
Excuse me, sir. It's an actual photograph of one of said cargo ships, right? So now you get to look this up because y'all always asking, where were the ships? Where were the ships? So it's called the 1858 picture or actual photograph of the ship. Excuse me, sir. I'm trying to edify you. I'm not going against you. I ain't going against nothing you're saying, even though I know that your information come from when you were in prison for 10 years, but it's called the
Whatever,
Wanderer.
brother, man. Just stick to the knowledge. We ain't
Do
doing
you
Right,
that
right. It's called
understand
extra.
what?
no. Fuck that. I'm calling these niggas out because you uneducated. You come up here, you
Do
sound
you
slow.
understand what?
I'm
No.
telling you to look
Still
up the
yet to
word, look
challenge
up
you
the
too,
ship.
Black. So
Excuse
I'm
me,
really
sir.
letting you make it right now, brother.
Excuse me, sir. I'm a bad motherfucker, nigga. I'm in Detroit right now, walking the streets, nigga. So shut up. Again,
That
sir.
doesn't mean that you
So
spread
again,
He's
sir.
drunk in
So
misinformation.
his
again,
car
sir.
right now. Don't let him lie
When we
to you.
talking to ignorant people, right? We got to edify them, or we got to put them in a fucking place. Look this up and find the Wanderer and get an understanding of where we are.
Okay. Do you
Hold
understand there
on,
was no
Black.
electricity
Brother
back
Carl.
then?
Was it a time period that you were speaking on specifically of the ships you was
1858,
wanting to
sir.
know.
Slavery
No,
didn't end
not
until
you, Black. I'm
1865.
talking to that brother.
Oh.
Cool out. You didn't posted your information, brother. Calm.
When it
Now,
started.
what year you was talking about?
Who you talking about? To me?
You was inquiring about the ships. Like, was it a specific time period you was wanting to know about? Because the one that Black posted was long after slavery had stopped in America. So I don't even know why that's even being brought up.
1858. Slavery stopped in America in 1865, sir.
Okay, where you get that picture from, brother, so I can vet the
That's
source?
in
Just look
the
up, excuse me,
country,
sir. Just go
dumbass.
ahead
I'm
and look
talking
up the
about being brought
Wanderer. If
in.
you
You
look up the
talking about a slave
Wanderer,
ship
excuse
that
me,
haven't
excuse
even been
me.
in
Wait,
use.
wait, wait.
We're
Well,
talking
sir.
about
So
what's
no, no, it
being
wasn't.
used
It was
at the
still in
time
use,
period.
sir. Excuse me, excuse me. See, this is what I'm saying. Okay, so
You said the ship is
wait, wait,
called,
wait,
White
wait,
what's that
wait,
ship
immigrant, the
called?
wait.
white tea immigrants,
Real,
because it sure wasn't bringing our
no,
people
real
in if they
quick,
stopped bringing
no, no,
them
no.
in
Let's
but
not
at
go
a
to
certain
white
time
tea. No,
period.
no. Look,
Just
listen,
It's
because
called the
slavery
sir.
Wanderer.
still
This
carried
this
on
what y'all
here
do,
doesn't
right? Right,
mean that
right.
people were
Hold up,
still being
Darby.
brought in.
Darby, this what these people do, Darby. I ain't saying you do this, right? But what these people do, right? When you
Brother,
show them
hold
some
up
evidence,
now, because
hold
we're
up,
not
buddy.
about to say this is what people do. I do have the authority to take your mic. We're not going to sit here and just say
Playboy.
that you're the absolute voice of
Say,
reason up here.
I'm not. I'm
A
not.
lot of us possess
I'm
what?
not.
And
I'm
don't do
not.
that, brother.
What
You're
I'm
being
saying
real
to you, what I'm
condescending to
saying
this
to you,
man and his
CB, okay,
questioning that he's
CR,
trying to get
CR,
to
CR.
because you're still cutting him
No,
off.
no, CR.
So
What I'm
please
trying to say, what
respectfully let
CR,
that brother say what he got to say.
no,
Because
CR.
like I told you, bro, me and you still haven't even crossed that road yet.
I'm willing
So
to debate you.
let's
I'm
just
willing to debate.
let the stage
I
flow
will
because this is
debate
not the
you
Black First
too.
show.
And
Hey,
This
I
is
know it's
Darvish
not,
State.
and I'm
Hey,
not
So
trying
Black,
to do that.
let that man speak
hey,
his
Black,
mind.
I just looked this ship up. The picture you posted, like the actual pictures are just illustrations. That's not an actual, there's no actual photo of this particular
Okay,
ship.
look up 1858 primary photo of the Wanderer. This is not a drawing. This is not a drawing. This is an actual photo. So if you type it in, primary source, and I'm giving y'all some gems. Whenever you're trying to find out something about this history, whether it be this particular history or any type of history, always type in primary source for said subject that you're trying to look for, right? So once you type those words primary source in it, it's gonna give you first hand accounts.
Chat GPT just
Excuse
picked
me,
your
excuse
whole
me.
picture and
I didn't
somebody
go
just
through
posted
chat.
it in the
Hey, look, I didn't
comments.
go through chat GBT or whatever the fuck.
Okay, well,
Because
answer this
again,
question.
Yeah, I type in primary. Hold
What?
on,
excuse
we're
me.
gonna do this slow. Hold on, brother, because I hate fast talkers.
Right.
So
Let me
what
ask you
I'm
this
saying
question,
is,
man.
No, go ahead, do your thing. Let me finish explaining myself real quick.
now
Excuse
I
me,
got you.
sir.
You've been talking for a minute, good
No, no,
brother.
You ain't gonna
but
get.
Cool up, brother.
you
Hold
came
Give
on.
up and
your
One
asked
brother
a
a
mic.
shot or
question.
something, Black.
You
Cool out.
came up and asked a question, right? You came up to present something,
I'll be
so I'm
back.
telling you how to go about looking for it because you
I got
said that
you.
this. Wait,
I got you.
you
Disagree,
But
sir,
you
Black.
doing,
said that this
brother, you
was
talking
Black.
not
too
a
fast,
photo.
bro.
Brother.
You
Slow
said it's
down,
an
slow
image
down, bro. Control
thereof.
your energy.
No.
Control your energy,
You
good brother.
sir,
Bro,
Hey, Black, you
chill.
gotta control your
Let
energy,
the
brother.
tell me
let the
what to do, my
live
nigga.
let
I'm a grown up.
But the
and I can
problem,
mute
let
you,
me,
my nigga. Chill
Tell me
out,
what to
hey,
do.
bro.
hold on. Let me
Cool
say something to the
cool
brother.
out.
So,
You need me.
Damn.
hold on,
Don't
brother. So the
Let
problem
somebody else
is,
speak.
you're not my motherfucking daddy, nigga. I don't need
hold
your
on, bro. You
suggestions.
gotta control the energy,
You
good
don't
brother.
tell me what to control.
You had, you had.
You decide to cool off. Omar, my bad.
Now you good. So the issue is like when people talk fast and their energy be chaotic, I
Right on.
can't trust them because in order to be a good teacher, you got to be a good student. And so as you were learning and studying, so the issue you have to just genuinely find what you're trying to find. And so when you have people that are fast talking
Yeah.
and they're emotional, I feel that you have an agenda. My agenda is one thing and one thing only. I'm a truth seeker. That's it. I don't care about nothing else. I don't care if we're from Africa, we're from America. I don't care about none of that. I just want to get to the bottom of it. One thing we can agree is that we've been lied to. What I'm asking, good brother, the sources that I'm pulling from are lied to by a common enemy.
I ain't
So
gonna.
can you just tell me where did you get that image from? What site did you get
All
that
right,
from?
right. So again, I'm not gonna revisit what we. I'm gonna give you an actual the source that I got that photograph from. The camera was wait, excuse me, brother. The camera
We
was
didn't have
invented.
photographers back then.
Excuse me, brother.
Carter, let him explain. I'm just trying to see where you got this
So,
picture from
so
so I can
I'm
find.
gonna change my energy because I don't like for nobody to tell me what to do. But anyway, I'm gonna change my energy.
Just for dunking you, bro, but we trying
No,
to
you
have an
good.
exchange of
I
information,
get it.
dog. That's
You
all.
good, bro. Listen, man. We on. I mean, me and Darvin went at it the first day I got up here. You know, bro.
Bro, but we trying
No,
to
you
have an
good.
exchange of
I
information,
get it.
dog. That's
You
all.
good, bro. Listen, man. We on critique me, and I, I stand for correction. I'm a real nigga. You tell me, yo, you doing it wrong. So my bad to all y'all. Me get you that information that you're looking for, and then you could qualify what I'm saying. But here's the caveat, right? Here's the thing that happens in these discussions between the two sides. When you present the information in respects to the question that was asked of you, then you move from that. You don't even give the credence to the fact that you were wrong. And I ain't saying you specifically, I'm talking about this conversation, right? Then we move on to the next thing without saying, yo, all right, my bad. I ain't know that it was a real photo, but I'm gonna show you that it's a real photo. And then if you're a man of honor and integrity, will credence to the fact that you were wrong. If you're a man of honor and integrity, before I go get the information, due to the fact that the camera was invented in 1816, and then this wasn't even in the Americas, right? This was over in the France or something like that. It was a French inventor who created the camera. You had another particular thing, what quote unquote would be was labeled as a camera, but it gave you drawings. It didn't give you an actual photo, right? And once the camera became a little bit available for people to purchase, it was very lot of actual photos from said particular time, the 1850s, all the way through the emancipation of slaves. And then you start seeing photos more so in the late 1800s, Reconstruction time, moving into what we call the 20th century, which is the 1900s, and so on and so forth. So I want to predicate that on that before I go and get you the information so you can go to the website and see that this wanderer photo was a real photo. It was a schooner. It was a cargo ship, but it was also used in the slave trade. So again, my last point before I leave, all of these things that we call quote unquote slave ships were not considered slave ships. They were cargo ships due to the fact that the people and the products, the cows, the horses that were brought over here, the rum, the rice, the so on and so forth, was cargo. And I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, let me
Okay.
answer you guys real quick. He got that from www.goldenisles.com/the wanderer
Oh, I did it.
/ and that picture is not of a legitimate, like, the wanderer. You could tell because it's the header for an article that's not even a reliable source. Also, if it's a reliable source, it would have a caption underneath the photo. So there's actually two photos on that website that are talking about the wanderer, and neither one of those boats look the same. So one of those photos is actually more realistic for it to be
That was a
the wanderer, but it's
manufactured
still.
boat.
And then
What's
based
up,
on what,
grandson?
Back then.
based on what the brother was saying, it sounds like he was saying that here's the issue. Like if people are saying that these slave dungeons, for example, hey, slavery existed because I can show you the dungeon. The problem is that there's no verifiable evidence to prove that the so-called black men and women were in that dungeon, transported on a vessel to the Americas. They're just hearsay. It's not a miss. It's that's that's, if you understand the court of law, there's
Yeah, I
something
understand.
called authentication.
I'm saying
So that would meet the qualifications of evidence according to federal procedure.
because
So it's just hearsay at
serial
this point. All right. Carl, you breaking up, brother, and I don't know if you heard me talking.
because 60 Minutes.
Huh?
Yeah, I heard you. Because 60 Minutes did a segment on the slave ship stuff, and what they did, they went to
Yeah.
Sierra Leone where they supposed to build the slaves in this like dungeon or whatever. But they found out that was probably a jailhouse or something like that. Then they found these
How about you come on?
this metal stuff or whatever. They found this metal type of stuff
How about you come up
they
here,
call
Shaka?
the chains or whatever. But in order to make chains, you got to have electricity. Okay, you can't melt steel with fire. You have to be torqued. Then this, I'm gonna get past the slave boat stuff because we're gonna go to America. Okay, now, do you know the first president of the United States of America? It
Uh,
wasn't George Washington. The first president of the United States of America was in 1700s, like past 1750, maybe 17. Uh, it might be 1748. His name was John Hanson, a black man. Okay, now black people wasn't supposed to be able to read and write at this during this slavery time or whatever. But how could this black man be the president? You think they took from a slave to be president?
Okay, bro. That's like a 10-year ago argument. So can we get back to Jay Bird and CR and Omar? You know what
Bro,
I'm
don't
saying?
cut him off just because you
Hold
don't
on,
want to hear
bro.
him
We don't
ramble
want
when
to
you
hear that
rambled for
old
yeah.
like
shit,
40
bro.
minutes.
That's old.
No, I was
So
about to say, let him cook. Let him cook.
Man, this is expanded
so gentlemen,
information, brother. You got let's
that
go
nigga
ahead.
just got out of prison, man. We not listening to no jailbird
Come on, Black.
fucking prisoner.
Come on, Black. For be a good sport, man.
My bad.
Okay,
My
could
bad,
you do
Darby.
this?
My
Could
bad, Darby.
you do
My
this for
bad,
me one
Darby. My
time?
bad.
Name me one car that they make today, or not today, or any day that they made. Hold on, man. That they made without light. And why do you think they made a car without? Why them
Who the hell
cars
is
don't have
like?
light?
Hold on. Why is there so many people talking
Wait,
here?
wait, wait. Can I
Name me a car that they made without lights. Name it.
let me
Why
say
you
this
think
something to
that?
Darby. Let me say something to Darby.
Uh
Darby, Red is one of my mutuals. He's
okay.
he's very well versed. I mean, he knows how to carry himself. Other than how I get down, he's always scolding me because I'm too loud. And he know how to do it. So Darby, meet my brother Red. Red is a great guy. He's give him salute because he's a veteran and
Uh
he fought in many
okay.
Thank you for your
conflicts for us.
service.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for your service. Good.
Right. One is OBN, one is OBN. So that became you right. That's right. That became the first president of the continental United States. Right. That became the president of the continental United States of America.
No, no, no.
After him, he served 2 years.
Excuse me.
He served 2 years, and after him, it was three more black men that served 3 years
Darby, real quick,
as
Darby.
president of the
Wait,
United States.
Darby. The reason why excuse me, real quick, because like I say, I respect Darby, and I'm trying to be better on your panel. But the reason why I bring up the
Uh huh.
real jailbird education is because I experienced it, right?
Yo, you been to jail?
Yeah, so I'm one of them boys that had to endure some of this stuff, but I had to go back and cross reference it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then after cross referencing it, I'm like, yo. But again, I got a nephew right now doing 12, right? His bid is 12, and he called me, and he get to talking this stuff. I'm like, damn, they telling him the same stuff they were telling me. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to call it out, right?
Okay,
Hey, Black. Hold on, Carl. Let me ask Black something. Black, do you use Slave Voyages by chance? Do you feel like that's a credible source?
That's one of my major sources. Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So I got a primary source from the founder of Slave Voyages. He's a
Right.
professor. I want y'all to hear this clip real quick.
No,
Check
we
this
don't
out.
have to hear the clip. Go ahead and say it. We already heard the clip.
Hold on.
Let him play the clip. Why you
Hold
wanna
on, hold on,
short
bro.
change
Yeah. Yeah.
information?
Yeah. Let him
Omar,
play the
real
clip.
quick.
Let him play the
Hold
clip.
on, hold on.
Omar, real
Let
quick.
him play the clip.
Hold on,
real
brother.
quick, right?
Hold on,
Omar,
brother.
real quick.
Black first.
Omar,
Hold
Nah,
on, Black
brother.
first.
Ain't no.
let
Hold
me
on, brother.
explain why we don't have to hear the clip, Omar.
I
Nah.
want. I actually want to hear the clip.
You hear the clip, bro. Let him
I want to
say
hear
it.
the
Talk
clip
about
too.
it.
Yeah.
Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother.
If you look at the date of that clip, Omar, if you look at the date of that clip,
Let me play it first, and
wait,
then you can
no,
say
no,
what you
it's
want to
from
say,
year
brother.
Black,
Omar. See, this is
Black
what I'm
first.
Hey,
saying. Y'all
Hold
don't
on.
want to hear
man,
the
this shit
truth.
Hold on,
crazy,
Black. Hold
man.
on, Black first. I want to hear the clip. Thank you. Go ahead, Omar.
Here we go. Hold on.
Because I ain't
Brother,
never
let's
heard
get.
it.
Yeah, I bet.
You ain't no good, Darby. You want to hear the clip. You ain't no good.
Like,
Hold on.
hey, man.
All right, here
I'm
we go.
open to
Hold
hearing
on.
everybody.
Is that
Here we go.
striking demographic fact about the Americas is that the black population of the U.S., which of course amounted at the time of the Civil War to something like 4 million people. At the time of the Civil War to something like 4 million people.
stop or me llamo me, you know what I'm saying? So, but Top Cats taught his crew, his people, that this Cherokee Indian was the person who taught this particular region of Africa how to speak a language, and that's false. So, but I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna do it. So again, y'all bringing up. Okay, I'm going on silent. I'm gonna go get this information right quick. I'll be right back.
I was about to say, go ahead, go ahead.
Why
Yeah.
is
So let me.
Marco Duarte up here? Because he said that they had a written language.
Who had it ready?
So
Who's
Marco
go ahead?
Duarte.
Yeah. No, I heard like who had it ready? Ready? The Liberians.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about whoever the guy was talking about.
Uh,
yeah,
Hey, Shaka,
so
I got a quick question for you, brother. I'm
uh,
just trying to understand your position. So, do you subscribe to the out of Africa theory? Um, yeah, that's the first question. Do you think that life originated
absolutely,
in
hundred
Africa?
percent. I
I'm
subscribe to
Absolutely.
the
talking to
Out of
Shaka.
Africa theory.
Absolutely.
That's
100%.
crazy.
I got a question for you. So, based on your studies, so you subscribe to evolution too, right?
No, no, no. So
No, no,
can
no.
we?
I'm just trying. I'm
No, no,
talking to
no. I
Shaka.
don't. No, the thing
It's
is, wait,
Hold
literally the
on,
wait,
right?
same.
wait,
Yeah, Red, you subscribe to evolution. What are you talking about? No, no, no.
wait, bro, brother.
Hold on,
Let
It's
me
Black.
talk for
literally the
myself,
same thing.
please.
I'm talking to Shaka. So, Shaka, you subscribe to evolution as well?
Out of Africa is real, my brother.
No, I'm asking. So, okay, you got the out of Africa theory. Do you also subscribe to evolution, like Lucy Beam?
Adaptation and mutation. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the
So you
rule
are
that you
you
let
you
me let
also,
me let me let
brother?
me
What's
let me
going
hit
on
this
with
before
your
you
energy, good
bro.
brother?
No, can you stop talking about my
Who is it? Is
energy,
that
nigga? Don't
red or
worry about
black?
my energy,
Is
nigga.
that red or black?
The nigga
Hold on,
can't
I
tell no
can't.
more.
I can't even
It's
tell no
red
more,
this
man.
time.
Like, God damn, these niggas, man. Where you find these niggas at, Darby, man? These
Yeah,
niggas, man.
yeah. Where did you
I
get you?
found them on TikTok the same way y'all found
God,
them.
God
Yeah, hey, who
damn.
keep?
Wild Indians for real. They
Can you?
don't know.
Nah, these niggas may be African for real though.
I'm still waiting to get to this information. Let's go, man. What's happening? We can do all the ad
So I,
hominems. Let's go with the head. Let's go with
I'm
the
still waiting for
information.
my question to get answered.
I'm gonna get to it.
I'm
You
still waiting
going?
for this
Okay,
nigga to
red.
find
Red.
this ship. He ain't found this ship yet.
All right. So since we waiting on that question, so back to the question as far as migrating over area. So again,
That's Jay Bird. Jay Bird.
God damn.
we're
Back to
gonna
what
we're gonna do.
question?
is this the
Cause
way?
yeah, because you're addressing me when you asked about
Is
the
this
question.
Red, you don't hear Shaka trying to speak,
this the
brother?
way?
I thought y'all on the same team and shit, man. These niggas is rude, man.
Want each other to get to us.
Niggas ain't got no civility, no manners. These niggas straight out the jungle and shit, man. Go ahead, Shaka.
So what's happening? We're gonna do the information. We're gonna do all the giggling. I want the information. See,
Yeah,
daughter,
hold on. I
you
was about
asked
to
me to
say,
come through. You asked me to
folks is.
come through.
Hold on, one second. I was about to
Remember?
say, folks. Yeah, I got you. I'm not here all the way here right now. But if I was sober, right, this conversation would have dead a long time ago. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
but yeah,
Well,
go ahead.
I don't do the woulda, coulda, shoulda. I'm just saying I want to get to the info. So where we at? Red, you
Yeah,
already got something on the screen.
you asked about the question. Go
Uh,
ahead.
so are we gonna go? Cause Red got. Are we off for John Hanson? We already proved that. We going past that. Cause I
Yeah,
can
like all
answer
right,
CR.
yeah.
I
Go
don't even
ahead.
know why that
Answer
brother
CR.
brought up John Hanson. We was
I was
talking
about to
about
say
the
I don't
slave
even.
shit.
Yeah.
I
That
think
this
that was
he was
one of your partners that guy, the
he.
older
I don't
guy.
know that dude. I don't know
Yeah,
that dude.
I don't know that brother
Oh,
either.
I was like,
okay.
I don't know that
Long
dude.
gone.
Like
All right, bet. All right, so here
we
we
can
go.
defend ourselves up here. So
All
you
right,
on
for
it?
sure. So we can go to the Liberia question. So when it comes to Liberia, ACS, do you know what ACS is? CR? What is it? I don't know what that say. CR what? The what? CR
The
the G?
great, the
Oh,
great.
CR the
Yeah.
Great. All right, bet. So CR the Great, you had asked that question. Do you know what ACS is or what?
Waiting for me, brother, for the sake of the space.
No. I'm saying so if you don't understand the ACS, then you don't understand that statement or that question that you asked regarding taking African Americans over there because you had said something about adding indigenous to it. But that's where you got to get that timeline right. You got to get that 1816, then the 1827, and then the 1847. Once you get them three right, you'll understand that that so-called migration over to Liberia and what it entailed and how it worked. Because the question that you're asking can't
Let's
be
have it real
answered
quick
the
a
way
little
you want.
exchange, real quick, brother.
Say
So
again.
you don't believe that there wasn't anybody from here that was from this land that was sent to Liberia, including these quote unquote Africans, as y'all would call them?
If you're talking about the indigenous people, the ones that we know as Native Americans that ain't black, that got the EDR
What's a
genes,
native? What's
absolutely
a
not.
Native
You ain't even
American?
gonna find none of them over there. You're not even gonna find their
I was
DNA
about.
over there in Africa either. So you're talking
Well,
about
you
these
asked me if I
Mongoloid
believe
Native
something.
Americans. You're not gonna find their blood. That DNA marker is not gonna be over there.
All I
You're
was
gonna
doing is
find
giving you a
our people's
delineation, brother.
DNA over there, but not them.
Okay, I don't know why you explained all of that. I was just giving you a clear delineation of who I was talking to, so you don't
I had to
imply
rectify
or
that to
infer that
let you
I'm
know
talking
that
about
you're not
somebody
gonna
that.
find their DNA over there.
Okay, well, irregardless, I'm just giving you a clear delineation. You asked me a question if I believe something. I don't believe nothing. I know that the only people that, per the ACS, that were going over there looked like me and Darvis, or Darvit. Sorry, I keep saying
Yeah,
Darvis.
like yeah, because of black
It is
first drunk
Darvin.
ass.
Matter of fact,
Yeah,
Darvin, what are you? Since the
I'm a
people
man.
that you know was sent over there look like you, what would they be
I was
considered?
about to say I'm related to one of the presidents, Johnson. Whatever his name, last name Johnson from Maryland, a part of the American Colonization Society. The Johnson family from Maryland have ties to the Nanticoke and the Accomack.
I don't
Would
know.
I
make
want
you
to see
figure
something. This is
that
my
they were
first
sending
time.
that look like
Hold on
you
once.
indigenous, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say we can go on the indigenous banter because I can talk about that. I'm Powhatan in
So
Piscataway.
we off the ACS or we off of that or no?
I mean,
Still
I'm
on that
related to one of
because
the
you're
presidents of
denying
the
the fact
Maryland one.
that indigenous people from here that look like me, that look like you, that look like Darvid wasn't
Uh-huh.
sent over there. You're just believing that
No,
those people
African
you red and
Americans.
black solely believe that they were just African Americans as you would refer to them
Yeah, they
as.
were. They were African
And
Americans.
then if you are referring to them as African American, they would still be of that indigenous stock because we're the only people under that moniker that has been reclassified to that title
No,
as it stands
no,
How
you're
is
today.
reclass?
wrong.
How are
You
you
didn't
going to
go from
How is
compare
that
being
wrong?
reclass?
Indians to
It's
How
Negroes.
do you
written in the
compare
You
14th
never went
Amendment.
from
reclassification to
being
the
It's
Negro
written
to
ACS?
in the
Indians to
U.S.
Uh,
Negroes,
treaties.
bro.
Oh,
You're
There's
okay.
one
plenty
lying.
of
sec,
You're
one sec.
wrong.
documentation that
What's
shows you
up?
that your family, if you've done your genealogy, has been reclassified
Pull it up.
throughout the
Pull it
history
up,
of this
bro.
country.
I
Well,
just
So
I
told
mean,
even
all
in the time
you can
period that
show.
you're talking about, you're
Oh,
trying to
he
say
gonna
they just
he
sent
gonna
back
do the talk
Africans.
over
Jarvis, make
again.
me
When
a
Lincoln
mute.
himself
They
had
talk over
said
one by
that
one
the
over
people he was
nothing.
sending to
Like when they ain't got
Liberia,
no
even
information, they
if
just
they
start
are
talking
of
over.
and aren't of
Won't
that
ruin it.
stock, was
I
He
still
just
gonna start
being
talking
sent
and say
out
this.
by
And
choice,
whenever I
or
start
if they
talking,
lost on that side of the
oh, I don't
war.
care. This is what they do. They'll talk when we
Ain't
talk.
no, this
And then
what
when
no,
they
they
no.
do. This is my
One
first time
second.
meeting you, brother. Ain't no day. This is me and you having exchange information. I
no,
don't
we
know
not.
none
You
of you
talking.
niggas on here outside of Darvid. So any information and
That's
back and
fine.
forth you've been having with people
One
on
second,
here
y'all.
ain't been CR. I am a
My,
whole different
I
Can I?
just
mindset
Wait,
from the
wait.
niggas y'all used to on here. So please don't put me in
Right,
that
right,
lump
right.
sum.
You
Okay,
doing the
okay,
same thing
cool.
they all
CR.
do,
Wait,
bro. You
wait.
steady talking.
You
Right,
don't even
r-
you haven't even scratched the
Shaka,
surface of
Shaka,
what I know,
Shaka.
brother. So don't do that
Come on.
because you don't know me
Okay,
one
intellectually.
CR.
one sec,
Okay, CR.
one
Okay,
second,
CR.
one
Wait, wait,
second. Well,
wait.
hold on. I was still speaking because I actually brought
Yeah.
up somebody that's actually from that actually went over to Liberia that I'm related to. So how do we get past that?
Okay, so how we get past that, right?
No. I'm
We have
talking
to
about
understand.
President Johnson of Liberia, right? He came from
No,
Maryland, the Maryland Colonization Society. I told you the Johnsons in Maryland have ties to the Accomack the Accomack and the Nanticoke.
What?
I've been to the Maryland State Archives. I've seen this for myself. You want to talk about Anthony Johnson, right? Anthony Johnson's daughter married a Puckham. That was a that was the chief of the Nanticoke.
okay, so can we get past? Can
No, no, no,
I?
no. So folks, no, folks, gotta get past that.
No,
How
no,
did
no.
someone with the lead?
Pass
Somebody,
it
no,
when it's
folks are saying.
all at the same
I was about
time.
to say,
I
folks. Hold on one second. Folks said there
put it
was
in
no
perspective.
indigenous American. No. There's folks that went to America that weren't indigenous. That's what folks have said. I literally told you someone
Africa,
that was
Africa.
indigenous. I can show you a census record of Johnsons in Baltimore going from
Show it, bro.
Indian to black.
But
Show
so
So
it.
the thing
no,
is,
no, no, no,
Right.
no, not shit. So yeah, we about to show primary sources, right? We about to show
And I'm
primary
good.
sources. Now,
But can we
I'm speaking.
can we
I
engage
let you niggas
me and you,
hold
Darvin?
on one sec. I let you niggas babble all my life. I do this all the goddamn time. I let niggas come up here and babble. I'm speaking now. So y'all gonna show me disrespect on my panel or not? There Just give me 1 second, cause give me 1 second.
Hey, why you find that Darvin? Let me ask Shaka this. So,
Wait, Darvis, before you go,
hey,
Omar, can I
Black,
ask?
nah, brother,
Hold the
Niggas
fuck.
ain't
nah, bro.
no. I ain't taking no questions right now. How about that?
Yeah, Darvin, if you ready, you good. I'll wait. I'll just wait.
No, I ain't ready yet.
Say,
I got
All
it for
right,
y'all. I got it for y'all.
all right,
can I
bet.
make
So,
this?
nah, brother, hold on. So, Shaka, let me ask you this, brother. So, I just want to see how your mind thinks. So, for me, I'm a truth seeker, right? I question everything. I know that we've been
Don't
lied to
answer
by a
no
common
question,
enemy.
Shaka. Do not answer no question.
Man, is that I don't know if y'all guys in the same organization. If that's your leader, or something, brother, I respect it.
Don't.
So if that's your leader, I ain't gonna, you know what I mean.
Black, you a fool, bro.
All right, I'm back. I'm actually back. I'm back right now. So, like I said, like I've said before, I've been doing this for a while now. So every talking point folks had, I got an answer for it. So, with that being said, mm,
And the only reason I keep going back to Brother Shaka, because I heard him speak for the first time, and the Moore's brother had a debate, and I like how the brother was smooth with his, you know what I mean? Because when I deal with people, man, I can't deal with somebody that's overly emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that when it comes to studying, you can't. Differences between our people, I don't really see the remnants, if you will, of Africans. So from an observation standpoint, we're very different as a people. What do you think that has to? Why do you think that is? I just want to see something. Why do you think that is?
Wait, who different as a people with who? You talking about us as African Americans here in America, different from West and Central African, continental Africans?
Yes, we're way different as a people on
No, we're
every
not,
level.
bro. No, we're not, bro. I don't know if you've been watching the Olympics and watching stuff, but no, we're not, bro. That's rooted in your anecdotal understanding of the world. So no, that's absolutely false.
Who would you say are the three biggest musical artists from Africa?
One thing I don't do, brother, is
Mhm.
glaze on any type of celebrities. Like, I'm not your guy. I'm black. I'm a Black Panther. I come from a stock of black men that
You don't
we
have to.
glaze
Yeah,
over our
we could just. I'm just saying from an
revolutionaries.
observational standpoint.
I don't talk
Yeah,
about music. I don't talk about actors. I don't talk. That's we're a little bit too intelligent to be talking about people that don't do nothing for us.
yeah. No, I understand that. I agree with that. But the facts are still the facts. What I'm saying is, if we come
There's
from
no
those
fact
people,
in anything you
if
said,
those
bro.
if those are the original people, how is it not a fact that we're different musically? We dominate musically, athletically, technologically. How is that not something to study? Because when you look at the white men and women in America, we don't really see a gigantic difference in their behavior pattern amongst other white Europeans. But when it
What?
comes to the so-called black
Brother, you gotta
Americans,
get up. You gotta get out to get see the world, bro. You're gonna have to go do some
brother,
travel.
I didn't been in Africa, I didn't been in
Okay,
Asia, I didn't been in Europe, I've
brother.
been all over the
Listen,
world,
listen.
brother. So what I'm
You
saying
literally
is,
just asked me. Hold on. You've been saying a lot. My turn. You just asked me to compare YT to us. You just asked me to give you a comparison of our people based on
He actually didn't
athleticism.
say that, but
Like that's literally
yeah, I didn't say that, good brother. I'm saying when you
that's
look at white
literally
people here in
that's
America and white people
literally
in Europe, you
the
don't really
focus.
see.
Your mind is based on your thought process. Your lens of the world is based on status and material. That's not how we live. That's not
that's
how African
That's an
people
assumption,
live.
brother.
That's how men.
It ain't.
Well,
I
those
didn't.
are the questions you
How
asked
does that
me.
make you
I was
Indian,
about
bro? How does that make you
You
Indian?
said Africans don't live by status and material. That's some bullshit.
Hey,
Okay,
Darvin,
It's
well,
true. That is true.
that's
That's
what
not true, bro.
That's
that's
some
what
bull.
people say who spend their
That is some
time on
goddamn.
TikTok.
Hold on.
That's what
Again,
people
bro.
Hold
say.
You're
on
not
one second.
African,
One
bro.
second. If Africans,
we taking
hold
it.
on. If Africans, hold on. If Africans didn't give a fuck about material, China wouldn't be running ransacking their shit right now.
All right,
That
okay,
doesn't make
cool.
any sense.
That's a
Like,
good
you
point.
sound
Wait,
like
Yeah,
no,
like
Jay,
China. Hold
no,
on. One
All right,
Jay,
second.
you're
One
right. Let's
second.
get back
Jay,
to the
Once,
info.
Jay.
what?
Let's get
Well,
back to the
yeah.
info.
One
Let's get
sec.
to
One
the
Let's get
second.
back to
One
the
info.
sec.
info.
I'm like, can people?
makes
Yeah,
sense, bro.
can people not fuck?
I'll open
Hold
up a
on. Hold
live
on. One
later
sec.
on
One.
and
Yeah.
let
One
me and
second.
Omar can
Yeah.
talk.
One. Yeah.
Y'all, let's
One
get
sec.
back
Yeah.
to the
One
info.
sec. Yeah. One second. Yeah. We're not gonna lie now.
You got it, Darvin.
Africa. Yeah. I was gonna say we're not gonna lie now. Don't lie on my stage.
No.
Uh,
I'm not saying you're right about that. I know you ain't been to Africa. I'm saying let's get back to the
you
information.
say I know. You say I ain't been. I ain't got to be the African to see what the politics look like there.
Okay, cool beans.
The
Let's get back to the
yeah,
information.
we got politicians selling out Africa right now.
So
Like, let's
All
again,
not
right.
do that.
we're not dancing to whoop. There it is. What we're trying to do is stay with the information,
No, no,
right?
no, no. Yeah. We staying with
No,
the information. I got the
hey,
hold
you know
on.
how
One,
Okay, you're
not
right,
like
Jarvis. You're right. You're
I
right.
was about to say.
But the hey Darvin, but the issue is these brothers don't understand that they're different
song
fields that deal with behavior patterns, abnormalities within society. You know what I mean? Like epigenetics, for example, is a field.
respond.
So there are many
I
fields
respond to Omar.
beyond
Let me
archaeology
Yo,
that
I'm gonna go at the Omar finish what he's saying. Like,
that deals with behavior patterns. So for this brother to deny that there are actual scholars that specialize in human behavior is fascinating to me. So when you're saying that, that's not a significance why certain groups behave the way they do, I can't really just take you serious, brother. Because if you just want to rely on documents and not anything else, it's just I think you're flawed as a student because you can't teach if you're not a student. You know what I mean? You can't
Okay.
exhale unless you're first inhale. So
Well,
that just doesn't make sense to me.
lions don't fret over the opinions of sheep, brother.
mm,
Anytime you're ready to set up a debate, you can hit me whenever you need to. This is my personal page, but my big page is We Are More MOOR than Black. You said you've seen it before, so whatever topic you
oh,
want to
you want
debate on
more?
another forum, no,
Hey,
that's just a play
Marvin,
on
can I
words,
ask
brother. I'm
Shaka a
black.
question
I'm
real quick?
black. I'm
More
black,
than
black,
black.
black.
All
I'm
right,
black. It's a play on
I'm about to
words.
show my source. I'm about to show my source.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
tired.
play on words. That's
Oh
all.
yeah, we got the Johnson's family, 1870 right here. He's classified as
Does that say
mulatto.
mulatto?
Yeah,
Zoom in a little
mulatto.
bit more. Yeah, zoom
Yeah,
in some more.
yeah. It say mulatto right here, but look, I'm about to prove two talking points people talk about on here. Right now, we go to 1880. That what that say?
1880 is after slavery, but we can't see it though.
18. What it say after? What it say on 1880 after
If you
1870?
don't be
Okay,
still,
but
so it
what is
flows,
it
One
though? I
just do
second.
can't
what?
see it.
It says Indian
Hold on.
quotation
It,
Native
it,
American.
It says
it,
Indian, or it
it, we
let's be
can't
serious
see it
right now.
though, bro. No, go closer,
I
bro. And
got like, bro.
I can see
it's
it. It
not
says
Yeah,
Indian.
clear.
It
All
says
right,
Indian
niggas can
parentheses
see that
native
shit.
dash American
Yeah,
close parentheses.
Can't
like
is not
like
clear, bro. I
you
don't
can
know
see
what you're saying.
you can
How
see
can I
that
read it
shit.
but you guys can't
They
I'm
see
just
it?
not
they
scared.
talking shit.
I'm not
No,
scared.
somebody.
Man,
Okay,
Jay.
wait,
Talking
wait.
about
Can I
blood
can I
clot.
just
Just
ask?
black first. You got to get the fuck off the panel. Like I'm tired of
Just
hearing you
asking
rap.
a
They
question, bro.
dropped they
I'm
dropped
not going
Jay's
against what you're saying,
administration, bro.
Darby.
I'm tired of hearing you fucking ramble.
No, no,
Like
I'm not trying to go against you, bro. I just can't see it. That's all I'm
bro. Like I'm
saying.
trying to
I'm
talk
reading
right
it to
now.
you. It literally says
I know it, but
Indian.
I was just trying to act. See, Jay
Wipe off the
Bird is
camera.
fucking it up. Jay Bird, can I just talk to my bro, man? God
My
damn, I'm
God,
not trying to
I'm
go
reading it
against
to
you,
you.
I'm trying to
Darby,
fuck.
but
All
I
right,
can't
cool.
see it. I can't see it.
It's not
It's
focusing
not
right now.
focused. It's
All
not
right,
But
it's
why
focused.
not
y'all
That's what I'm
drop
focused.
saying.
Jay history?
Why I drop Jay History? Because Jay History don't say shit
Yeah,
of
he's
importance. Like he
And I
comes
and
up
I
here and
and I
fucking
and
ramble. He comes up here and fucking rambles.
and he's racist,
I'm
Loki.
not I'm not trying to hear no
he's not
Mandinka.
racist. He's a black man.
I'm not trying to hear a Mandinka that's from Arabia right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. But
because the Mandinka are from Arabia. How about that?
so, so only thing I was saying to you, bro, I
Y'all
couldn't
niggas over
see it,
here sassy to the
and now
motherfucker
you
tonight,
know
boy.
is
God
really
damn.
Like
blurred.
ain't nobody being sassy. I don't like disingenuous
Nigga,
motherfuckers.
you are. You
Like
didn't
I
send me
ain't no
the damn
I
invite
don't
to come over here. I didn't come over here to do all
I
that, Darby.
like
Let's get to
sir,
the info, bro.
I honestly don't give a fuck. Because why y'all not letting me get to the
Okay.
goddamn information that y'all asked for?
I'm
I
right here
don't
waiting for the
like
information. You
like
ranting, bro. Let's get
sir.
to it, Darby.
Sir, I don't give a fuck. Y'all ain't show no fucking sources since you've been up here. How about
Oh,
that?
Show source,
I have.
man.
Like
You can
not
drop me,
Shaka,
bro, but
You ain't
Mind
show
you,
no
both
sources you've
black,
been up
but
here.
yeah.
Like let's stop lying on my goddamn panel. I'm not talking to you, Black first. Let's stop
you
lying on
niggas
my
is
goddamn
goofy,
panel.
bro. Fuck
Man,
out of here.
you ain't y'all
Goofy
can't
ass.
what boat your ancestors came off of? Shaka.
Goofy ass nigga.
Oh what boat your ancestors came
I
off
wanted
of
to
then,
ask
nigga?
Shaka a question, because Shaka was
Fuck
over
is
here
we
talking
talking
about
about?
Shaka was
Oh,
saying he
where'd he
don't like to
go?
listen to what the European standard of education is. He likes to listen to what we say. But when you look at most Black American scholars,
Not
like
true. He never said that.
I could swear he said that. Didn't Omar ask
You
him?
just reaching, bro. Just go with
Omar,
your
Hold
what
on.
was
source,
the question
and,
I'm
and
a
about?
you
Muslim.
Yeah,
can't
Jay.
qualify. You cannot
Hold on,
qualify
Black. So
that
Jay, what I was asking.
that
Hold
claim,
on,
bro.
Black.
Just wait.
Hold on. He asked me a
Bro,
question.
shut
So
up, bro.
yeah,
Dang.
yeah. So Jay, I was just kind of
For the sake,
yeah, I was just trying to understand the brother's mindset when it comes to why certain groups are very different. You know, like when it comes to the Black Americans, we're very different than our African brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying?
Jar,
So that's why you have, different fields like cultural psychology.
You
You
said
have
I'll be
neuro.
on J Live.
y-
My bad.
Yeah, yeah. Now you good.
you tell them
Yeah,
to stop me.
you have
You
epigenetics,
tell them to stop me on me.
behavioral genetics, psychology. Like
Tell
you
them,
have different fields of study
please tell
that
them stop.
guess the brother
Bro,
said,
I cannot
please.
even hear what
Keep
he's
on
saying
muting
because
me.
you keep on
Other
talking.
people trying to talk, yo.
Y'all,
Like you've been rambling all fucking.
I know it, but I
You've been rambling all fucking like get the fuck off
want
the
to be.
stage, yo.
Went in the
Like get
Thanks.
the
goo.
fuck off the stage, yo. Like I'm like people been trying to talk. I'm starting like yeah. I'm starting to sober up now, right? And we got Pan Africans that don't say shit. Black, I'm not talking to you. Your homies ain't show shit. That nigga Shaka, I'm at work. Ain't show shit talking about uh I'll be in J History Lives, another motherfucker that don't show shit. Y'all Pan Africans, y'all been getting ran down on TikTok for fucking years. I came back, niggas is still running y'all niggas down. Nobody wants to hear y'all Pan African babble no more.
This shit
Nobody wants to
crazy.
hear that Pan African shit no more. Y'all don't get no reputation. Y'all ain't got no clout. Nobody wants to hear that shit no more.
I wanted to say earlier when they brought up the argument of there someone had said something about there being there was no Africans on census records, or like they something along the lines of that happened so long ago. I just wanted to put in the fact that when you look at census records, that even the first ones, you will find some people that say African on their ethnicity or their place of origin. Most people say black and their ethnicity is American. Their race is black and their ethnicity is American. There are people whose ethnicity is African American. So I don't think it's a very fair argument to say that everybody that was black American was categorized in the category of being African. You know what I'm saying? Because American was applied to people who were the original or indigenous people of the world, unless they were European.
Yeah, but yeah, like I'm not even going to apologize for like quote unquote going off or crashing out, right? But it comes to a certain level. I'm tired of hearing certain shit after a certain point of time. I'm usually chill on these lives. I've been having fun. I've been laughing at some things, but nah, it gets to a certain point. I ain't trying. No, you can't come up. You're coming off being sober. They messed you up. Yeah, yeah. You come. Yeah, they messed my fucking high up. Because niggas want to. I don't care about that right now. You can be my guy another time. I'm taking control of my life now for once tonight. Y'all done ran niggas off the live. Y'all done ran receipt goddess. Y'all done ran cap off the goddamn live because no one wants to hear y'all babble. They came to see me and us talk about some Indian shit. They ain't come to see y'all. This is my show. My bad.
Well,
I gotta remind
anyways,
people, like I'm in rare form tonight. But we got
look,
Pan Africans that don't never show shit, right? Coming on the stage saying like, "Oh, you're this," and once I finally get to show something, y'all ain't got the same respect to let me show my goddamn receipt. Fuck off.
They didn't even try to acknowledge what you showed. All they said was, "We can't read it," and then I read
Man,
it
we
to them.
can't read the like, man. Fuck off.
I literally was able to read it to them. It literally said
rewind.
Indian. Then it said a parenthesis, and then it said, or yeah, parenthesis. It said native dash American in
Yeah,
parenthesis. I don't know how
and
they could
you
have
read
known.
that shit too. Like, oh, we can't see that shit. Like, man, y'all so disingenuous. Y'all don't even want to see no goddamn sources.
And mind
Like,
you,
why?
Mine showing right
Black first
now.
trying to sit
You
there and
want to
say
put me
that
on the
My
picture,
bad.
other
My
see?
people are
bad.
not bringing up credible sources.
My
He
bad,
literally
Cr.
brought up a Google
I turned
AI
your camera
search.
off by mistake. Go ahead, Cr. My
He
bad,
he
T Bird.
literally
Go ahead.
he literally Black first literally only brought up AI searches, and then on top of that, the one image that he brought up, I disproved it in 2 seconds. He
Hey,
brought up a
watch this.
picture that wasn't even what he was talking about. It was a representational photo of what was it called, that the Wanderer. It wasn't even the original boat. They were using a depiction of what the boat could look like.
Go ahead.
That, so
Hmm.
Hey, you know it's deep though.
I'll be
So,
back, y'all.
have you ever heard of an artist from Africa named Fela Kuti?
mm-mm.
He's like one of the biggest artists from Africa. Did I say his name right, Darvid? Chat. It's like Fela, F E
Talking
L
about the
A.
one that started the Afro beats.
Well, he didn't start it. Yeah. So, but are you familiar with what I'm talking about? He's like one of the biggest artists out of Africa. But anyway, check out this source, right? So check out what his drummer has to say. Listen to this.
For sure, I think it was a big influence on everybody in the whole world, in Africa, James Brown, you cannot imagine how many bands in Africa playing exactly like James Brown, that copied him to the core completely because he has he has some kind of magic there, the groove, what is called the groove.
So, and that's one of their biggest artists from Africa, and they still paying homage to one of our legends. Rest in peace to James Brown. And this is a problem that I have with Pan Africans. They deny the differences amongst our people and the trends that we set and how we've influenced music from the genres to the instruments to the sound. In addition to athleticism, inventions, influence. And so to deny that there's not a difference, um, and you can't see that we're not those people, right? Because they have every group has their own specialty. Like when you look at white people, white men, they specialize when it comes to warfare. They have a different specialty that makes them different. They're more barbaric when it comes to warfare. Um, this is why, like when the Asians, I think was it the Chinese, if I'm not mistaken, they invented gunpowder was used for fireworks, but then Europeans took that and they created arms from that. So, we see that every group has a certain specialty. Now, what's interesting when brothers want to just deal with records, that's cool too, but you got to go into the other branches of academia that deals with epigenetics, psychology, sociology, etc., to understand why are certain people different, what makes them different. And you can't say, well, we're different because, Africans are still, they're impoverished. We went through certain things in America as well, and we still came out victorious. So it's still no excuse. So and like y'all said, the brothers who don't want to hear anything, they don't want to, objectively look at things for what they are. I can't trust them because when you're truly a truth seeker and you question everything that's been given to you by the enemy, you know what I mean. You're not gonna speak from a place of, because I used to be a so-called Pan African. I used to say, yeah, we're from Africa's the motherland, but there was still a piece of me that was searching for truth. I was still humble enough to say, hey, I got to question everything. So I don't have a dog in the fight. I just want answers. These brothers have an agenda, and you can hear it, you can feel it. That's why when you present something, you ask a question. It's a lot of tap dancing because they're more fighting to be right instead of fighting for the truth, and that's a problem.
Landed, brother Omar.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, appreciate you. Yeah, now since I'm gonna address the indigenous side too of my lineage, since I'm hearing some brothers have a hard time believing that we come from those same people from this land. This is one of my lines. Now, this is my oldest ancestor that I found on that line, born in 1808. This is his family in 1870. Now, if you look in this line right here, that would be the race that they were classifying us under at that time. My bad, my hand was over it, but it's right here. This is that line right here. Now, you can clearly see they have him listed as B, but his wife, you kind of can't make it out right there. Like, it's really kind of hard for you to tell. Even for his son, you can see they have a B, but his daughter, you still have a hard time trying to make it out. But mind you, they also had an infant at that time. The baby didn't make it throughout that year. That ancestor is with the ancestors at that time, or a little after that. But if you look at those first two letters, now you can clearly see that it looks similar to what spells infant. The first two letters would be IN. This is just one line. Let's go to the other slide. Let me zoom back out. This is in the 1870s. You can see it right there. Let's go to another one of my lines. Now, on this particular document, same year, another place, but everyone in my line right here that I'm focusing in on the Ryan line, like if you go over to where the bees look kind of janky, y'all can see for yourselves. But if you look at right there, right above those bees that look kind of weird, you can see where they wrote them in regularly in cursive. Everybody underneath that has been doctored. Everybody. And that's not even including just my family. My family's right here in this little section. The people above me and the people below me, which are cousins of this same line, that's my family, all indigenous Indians, reclassified to black. And this is after Emancipation Proclamation. So when people get to talking about we are pretendians or we wobbles, obbles, all that bullshit, I have a hard time believing that these people have done their genealogy, because if you have, you would have these type of records. You would have seen this type of
All your records say
rhetoric
And
B.
just
appear
All
somewhere
your
in
records say
your
B. It
lineage.
don't say Indian or indigenous. Every
Brother,
hold on,
last one of
hold
brother,
your
on, hold
words.
on, Black.
you can
Wait. No,
see,
no. Hey,
hold
hey,
on,
So
Black
hold on.
so
See
Lion.
what
CR,
I'm
Now
saying?
you're being
Stop it. Stop
disingenuous
the
to what
hold
I'm
on.
presenting.
hey CR,
Let me
can
finish
you,
what I'm saying,
hey
brother.
CR, real quick, can you
Go
explain
ahead.
too to the people the importance of why reclassification is something we should focus on? Like just to give you just to back you up.
Mars, stop.
When we called the
Love to
me
touch on
when me
that.
Oh,
when me and Darvik called the United States Census, I asked the lady, it was a
please let me know when I
supervisor.
can go.
I asked the supervisor, I said, hey, so what's the methodology when it comes to classification? She said the way that we do it now is voluntary, right? There's no genetic science used to support the census. So in other words, like that's why you may see people with very dark skin still be classified as white, according to the census. So basically, that's how they're doing it. You can say you're white, black. You can say what you want to say on the census. So that's why if you go into reclassification, like if you appeared a certain way, the people that were in charge of the census, they would write down what they wanted to write down. It wasn't like you were writing down what you wanted to write down. You had people that were sent to homes
Excuse me.
to document this. So I think the reclassification is important for people to understand what happened, and that way we can show the deception.
Can you put me on the big screen real quick
I
just to
got
add
you.
on to
Yeah,
Samara?
he said, man,
I can
yeah,
answer that real quick if you allow me to,
Go
Darby.
ahead, answer. I just wanted to go on the big screen.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah, appreciate it.
I
And
was like,
like this is my whole thing and why I'm coming over here to TikTok because I read into the treaties real heavy of what's going on here in the United States, but I tie it directly into people's lineages. So I'm looking at it from that perspective of putting it in the time zone in the context of history that
yeah,
applied to our people where we're finding them at those times. So I'm not going off some fictitious number or
right,
misconstrued history. And I'm looking at the actual time periods of where you're finding your folks. So it's like, boom, okay, I know my peoples is here. I'm gonna look at the county or parish to see what happened. Because some of my folks, well, a lot of my ancestors, I was finding in places they were older than the places that we know to be named today. So when people get to talking about, oh, well, yeah, we wasn't nobody here, or it was just Africans being sent over there, or it was just Africans being brought in, well, why do we have all this conflicting history? Because like I was saying early on in this live when I first joined, I'm from New Orleans, but my bloodline is from New Orleans as well as St. Martinsville Parish, or what we know today as St. Martinsville Parish. Say, mute your mic, brother.
yeah, DIY, yeah.
So
Can you
like
mute up, please?
it's central Louisiana. So and I also have bloodline that's tied to the Natchez tribe on both sides of the river. So the Louisiana Mississippi side. So that's why I was trying to let people know my folks, my lines is really staked in that area, and the history goes back to 200 to 400 BCE. So when people trying to talk about how we don't have any history in these areas where we was at, when you could look at was there, you know what I'm saying, and do the research of the people there and have that better understanding. People don't do that because they just don't start with their genealogy, so they're not even inserting themselves in the history. But to bring it back around to what you were saying, because I kind of feel like I'm rambling. I'm getting lifted right now, Darby. You coming down, nigga? I'm going up.
Nah, that shit started. Yeah, that shit started to piss me off a little bit when y'all know I get passionate from time to time, but that shit started to piss me off a little bit. Like, come on, yo, like
Shit, they
they
they was
niggas. Go ahead. What'd you
That
say,
boy,
CR?
good because they
hey,
Oh yeah,
definitely
that
was
boy,
don't
pushing
don't
the
hey.
issue.
don't forget the reclassification piece, the importance of that. You supposed to
Yeah,
touch
That's
for
what I'm
on
sure.
trying to break it back to. Whole thing with the treaties, that's when the reclassifications were being pushed too. People don't know that. They don't look at the treaties as something tied to our people because they feel like, oh, it's just dealing with the Native Americans, it's dealing with the Indians. No, your folks was there too. So even if you want to separate yourself from the narrative that we always taught, you need to look in the history of these time periods. Because if your folks was anywhere east of the Mississippi, when this shit was going on, where it don't matter what time period where you found them at, if they went in the 13 colonies, they was going through some shit. Because y'all was talking about the American Revolutionary War. The same ancestor that I showed y'all of my line that goes back to 1808, he was in Kentucky right after that war had ended. So that means more land was ceded. And I was reading the journals of people that was in what we know as Kentucky today, writing the president and the government at that time talk about, oh, we are still having problems with these indigenous people from here. They was talking about us. They
Yep.
wasn't talking about these mongoloids, because in these books, I'm gonna have to go pull up the book because like I want to start having more lives and going over the treaties and playing back a lot of the spaces that I had on Twitter or what we know
Right.
as X right now, covering this history and going over the reclassification aspect of all of this history that people don't pay attention to. And I keep going back to the treaties because those pieces of law, which is the supreme law of this land, is where they was pulling the most manipulation. That's where the most land was taken. That's where the most contractual agreements were broken. That's why you keep seeing these wannabes like, oh, y'all didn't honor the treaty, y'all didn't honor the treaty. But if we actually push the issue, and the perfect example of what we have here in Oklahoma dealing with the freedmen of the five tribes, they used the treaty to get their tribal recognition honored by the five tribes. So that's
Anybody
setting the
here?
it.
precedent.
It's
Can I
deep.
ask you a question, bro?
And you know it's deep too, brother. Like, have y'all noticed that you don't see no pictures, no images of what we call Native Americans, those that that many people feel came through the Bering Strait. You don't see them wearing gold. You don't see them. You all you hear about is like teepees.
Hmm.
When you look at
They
them, you don't
told, I
see.
think they told on themselves with the Ice Age 2, the Ice Age 2.5, with all the Ice Age movies, they told on themselves. To me,
Had it, bro. Look, they only had corn. That mesa. That's the only thing
no,
they
we
had.
had corn. They
Gave
don't know
them,
about
and
no
they had to
maize.
figure out what the fuck to do with it, bro. I asked one of them the other day. It wasn't the other day, but a couple weeks ago, I asked one of them Native Americans, bro, like, do you even know how to make Indian bread? He was
They don't know
stumped.
what that is. Ask them about cornbread,
Bro,
G.
he said what? I'm like, oh hell no! I almost threw my phone.
Have y'all seen like
Ask them
artifacts,
about
like
cornbread, G.
statues of them, like of them, like how you got the Olmec, and you see, our people documented everywhere, right? Have you seen like
Mhm.
anything with them? That
No.
phenotype. It's interesting.
I
Yeah.
see the
Can I have the
picture. I
floor
see
for a
the
second?
video of our For You page where I show Speed chilling with some Mongols,
Can I have the
and
floor
they
for a
look just
second?
like the post.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Jay Burger wanted to speak. He wanted me to show the short saw.
Yeah, because you guys are
go
like
ahead.
venturing away from the entire reason I even pulled up this source in the first place.
I
Um,
just
this,
joy, so I ain't know. My fault.
no, it's all good. This is literally a census record where you can see right here. There's a line through colored, and they wrote Negro on top of that. And I want to ask people if Negro and colored meant the same exact thing, why would they cross it out and write Negro on top of it? Colored and
Cause they
Negro, they
changed
mean
it.
the same thing. They're changing everybody's census
Hey,
record.
zoom in real quick so I can screenshot it.
That too.
I want to
Hold on.
see it.
Colors were referred to as the indigenous people as well. It's
All you
depending
gonna
on
do
the
is ask
time
you to
period of
validate the
what
screenshot.
we know as states today. They will reclassify your people from color to Negro because the
If you
Negro was the neutrifier.
if you
That
Well,
was
they
screenshot
said
them
we'll
removing
if
it
you
from the
reclassify 10
screenshot,
times.
you can literally just zoom in after you screenshot. It should be fine.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know why y'all be screenshotting. They still gonna ask y'all about the screenshot, the source
I
of the
mean,
screens. They ain't gonna
you can
trust.
go to the Charlie Burks, and
Yeah,
then
they go to that too. They still go gaslight you.
yeah, I mean, so
Yeah,
I
that's why I
literally
just feel like y'all. We should all just believe in. We should all believe in. We should all just know what we know, bro.
yeah, because I wanted to say something. You guys were talking about cultural differences and stuff like that, or bringing up records to prove who you are. Literally,
I ain't bring that up.
Melinda Tom Lawson went and tried to fight against Congress because she was miscategorized as being a Negro and then a freedman. And she had all the records to prove that she was a person of complete indigeneity, meaning that both of her parents were indigenous. And her father was literally listed on one of the treaties that it was like the Treaty of Dancing Rabbit Foot or something like that. Her
Wow, you
father
just gotta follow.
her father was listed on it, and this whole video was done by a genealogist who was the cousin of her descendant. So it was done out of a someone who had no intention of finding indigenous ancestry. They were just doing the genealogy for their relative as a gift for them, and they found this in their genealogy. And there's a picture of her also on the on this YouTube video that also has all the sources and everything. So this is a first person source, shows all the records that you need to verify who she is. And people, I brought that up for like 2 3 years ago, and people look at that, they go watch the video. No, she's a freedman, but they clearly see all of the reasons. They have the letters to Congress, the responses from Congress, the treaties, the census records, everything, and it shows exactly who she is and how she got miscategorized, and then what she looks like. And they'll still sit there and be like, "No, she's African. She's African." And someone brought up the fact that corn is our thing. Matter of fact, my indigenous last names, my family's that's specifically Choctaw, their indigenous last name is Cobb with two B's.
Hmm.
So that comes from Samuel Cobb, and it goes all the way down the line to my grandmother or my great grandmother Juanita Cobb, and then my grandfather who just passed, I brought up earlier, was her son. And those people, they don't look like Africans. I can even pull up his sister or even him. They don't look. They're phenotypically different from Africans. They look more like Australians, but not really. You see what I'm saying? You don't see Africans that look like this. She has straight hair at the roots, and
Uh-huh.
a big mouth and everything. Like, but people automatically when they see this woman, they're like, oh wow, this look like my such and such, my aunt, my
Yeah.
cousin. But they don't, Africans when they see this, they're like, oh no, she's not from here. She's not from here. I've even had Africans sit there and tell me, I have a girl that I used to talk to. She was like Sudanese. I asked her, I said, hey, just to be, what part of Africa would you think I'm from? And she said, you don't look African. You look like just a black American. So there's definitely a difference that even they can tell themselves, even if they're from West Africa, from a black American, phenotypically, we just don't look the same.
Right. For sure.
That's all I wanted to say.
But yeah, I'm in agreement with what Don say. Was it Don? But yeah, man, fuck them Pan African lies. And whoever that's talking shit about them, fuck their lies, man. We make them relevant. I said this before on the live. We make them relevant. They don't make us relevant. Fuck them people.
Oh, also, I don't know if you remember, but when we were on live like a few days ago, this dude was trying to tell me I was wrong about the transatlantic slave trade, also including voyages from Africa to Europe before
Uh-huh.
America was discovered. Literally, I'm not gonna pull it up right now. I have the screenshot because I grabbed it a few days ago when I was gonna rebuttal to him. However, you can literally search Canary Island to
Uh-huh.
European transatlantic voyages, and then it'll show up as cruise voyages, transatlantic cruise voyages from West Africa to Europe. So they consider those also transatlantic because you're going from one end of the body of water straight due north to Europe. So that's still considered part of the transatlantic travel and part of the transatlantic slave trade. I was in agreement with him as to why he believed that I was incorrect, but he never wanted to even let me get my point out in the first place.
Right. For sure. Yeah, yeah, Slave War just shows patches from all over the world. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, y'all. It's been good having
Here,
y'all.
put me on the big screen real quick. Hold on, I think I have the source right here.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, after you done, I'll
How
wrap
long
this
you
thing
been
up.
on live, bro?
Like 3.5 hours.
Man, I don't know how you do it, man. These motherfuckers crazy on here, bro.
Man, they talk a
Yeah,
lot,
I'm
so
scared to go
time go
live
by.
now. Shit.
They talk a lot, so
No, I mean,
time
bro,
go by.
I
Wait,
know
hold
what I
on, this
figured
might
out why
work.
they popped me too, bro. They thought I was driving because I was
Oh,
looking
they
up,
thought
but
you
I
were
was just
in the
looking
car.
out, and then when I looked back down on the camera, because it was like for 10 seconds, and they
You
talking
ain't got
about
shot, bro?
dangerous activity. Nah, I was sitting in my car on my live, but I had my background like y'all see up. And I was,
Yeah,
well, no, I
This is
was, it
not the
was
correct
looking at
source.
me, but I was in my car, but they thought I was driving because I was just looking out as I was talking. And then I guess
Mm.
when I looked down at the camera, they cut it and was like, oh, you doing dangerous activity, thinking I'm driving. And I'm like, shit, if they drop the background, they know I'm sitting still. So I don't know what they
This is
did that
not the
for.
original source that I was trying to bring up, but this is actually something I found when we were talking earlier. This
uh-huh,
literally is look from EJI.org. It's talking about New England ports also originating points of the transatlantic voyages from
uh-huh.
1645 to 1860. At least 1,170 ships departed from New England en route to Africa. At least 148,659 kidnapped African women, men, and children were packed into their cargo holds. But it says right here, from New England to Africa, en route
Right.
to Africa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, get some
Appreciate that.
sleep. Get some sleep, bro. I can tell you, you know what I mean? It's time to get it, man.
For sure. I appreciate y'all.
All
All
right,
Yeah,
right,
y'all.
y'all.
Have a good one.
to
You
good
gonna be on
one.
here tomorrow?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be on it.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Sure.
I mean, holy shit. If this random crypto 6 months ago was going to wipe out the debt.
It's going to take on the debt, not wipe out the debt. It's going to be part of that. They're going to put the debt on the ledger, correct?
And they're going to do it through multiple coins.
Right?
We can eliminate
XLM,
$2 million. If we can eliminate $2
Bitcoin.
million,
If crypto
that's
was
the
going
interest
to
rate.
eliminate or put on the debt, it would have already freaking happened.
If we can
But
put
you
That's
had
where the
all the big
lawsuit might
bankers
have
with
hurt
Gary
them.
Gensler fucking stopping it. It was supposed
that
to go.
eliminates the
Yeah.
inflation.
Think
The
about how many
biggest
coins
way
that they
for
had to put on the
crypto.
market.
So, what people don't
So,
understand is the biggest way that crypto can affect the debt is if people buy swaps against the debt, not the underlying asset of the debt.
I don't know, man. Key words. America the head of it. All those keywords.
Listen. Have y'all all seen The Big Short?
The big what?
The Big Short. It's a movie.
Yes.
That's an older movie.
So a CDO is what Michael Burry, who was the original person who got Goldman Sachs to give him a credit default swap. They had to build it for him. A credit default swap. The money is not in the asset of the bond, the money is not in the value of the crypto. It would be an insurance contract against the national debt that's up against a crypto. That's where the money comes in. Would be 100 times the amount of money bet on the swap versus the crypto. So like a $10 million bond could have $1 billion invested into it.